Alright. We're ready to get back in to another day, another stream. I'm gonna be honest, I actually kind of feel this is no fault of the game. This is just me today. I feel sick, so I don't know if I'm gonna go along, but you know. Maybe we will, maybe we will, maybe we won't. Who knows? Last time we did a pretty big chunk of the game, and we unlocked some more branches, so we're probably gonna go through some of those today, yeah? Not that there's much else that we can do. So yeah, we'll just we'll hop in, have a grand old time. Despite having obtained the curse of the haunting clappers, Haruhi Shigima is determined to use the rite of resurrection by stealing the remaining curse stones. She instructs her private investigator Richter to find the other bearers. We need to go find those. We? Who's we? What is this we? Alright, we're still in the house. For the time being. It's been almost an hour since Richter left. He promised he'd call me if anything happened. But he hasn't. All I can do is wait. And wait. I know it's dangerous to go out, but I can't just sit here and let this opportunity pass me by. I have to look for her, for Michiyo Shiraishi. But first I need to find more soul dregs. Maybe there's some in this conspicuous-looking newspaper. What's this? A newspaper? Must have fallen off the chair. Read it, why not? It's a newspaper. I only leave them here for the guests. Hardly ever read them myself. I don't think I've taken the time to go over one in years, in fact. Well, it's not like I have anything better to do. Oh man, you're just gonna let me go through everything, huh? City's biggest problem right now is pollution. I remember how the air and the water used to be even more polluted. The river was covered in scum from all the sewage and industrial waste, and it stank so badly it'd make my eyes water. Eventually, people started getting sick and it couldn't be ignored anymore. Fortunately, it's gotten better since then. Although the air around the industrial district is still filthy with gas and smog. Oh, okay, you just moved it over here. Cool. Alright. There's one thing Honjo never wants for, it's horrific crimes. They found a police officer dead in a local park just the other day. A lot of my family are in the police. I hope it wasn't anybody I knew. I don't read the news anymore. Not since last year. Brings back bad memories. Suicide at local high school. Oh, I remember that. A high school girl jumped off a roof about a week ago. She was bullied, I think, or maybe it was something about exam pressure? Huh? But, wait, no, this can't be right. Her name... Michiyo Shiraishi from Komagata High School. It can't be. Oh. Well, that's spooky. All sorts of articles about the current state of the economy. Now that the post-war boom has passed its peak, we're moving into the era of large corporations. It's about 220, 230 yen to the dollar. Manufacturing is on the rise and exports are healthy. Dollar's down from its height and people are saying it could fall further. There's no denying how much the standard of living has improved in the past few years. It's common to own a car and a television now, and the supermarkets are better stocked than ever. Although, with everyone flocking to the city, land prices are skyrocketing. Nowadays, most people can only dream of home ownership. City center is going to be nothing but apartments before long. Not exactly a businesswoman, so this all feels like another world to me. Culture. Now that everyone has more spending money, people are coming up with all kinds of diversions. Seems like only yesterday people were flocking to the arcades, but now we have these enormous theme parks and gaming machines that plug straight into our televisions. Everyone's talking about superhero series, foreign films, and movies based on the latest bestseller. Back in my day, fusion rock and folk music was all the rage, but now it's all about city pop and idols. I find it hard to care about that sort of thing anymore. Here, the big new thing is some mascot line of delinquent birds. Mockingbirds, I think it's called. Was that what Richter was talking about? Trends seem to have such short shelf lives now with how quickly the times are changing. I think I'm just too old to keep up anymore. It's young people who are leading the way with their modern worldviews. My generation will only fall further behind. Everyone attends high school now, even the girls. Universal education policy, they call it. The country's gotten rich enough that every child can go to school. Education is the backbone of modern society. If you want a good company, you'll have to get into a good university. With more people in the running than ever, competition to get into those universities is fierce. The new generation is rebelling. Schoolyard violence is on the rise. But my boy was too sensible to get mixed up in any of that. I don't want to read anymore. It only remind me of him. I don't really watch much television. Feels as if all the information in the world gets passed through that little black box. But Father stopped them from reporting on the kidnapping back when it happened. I was glad about that. Less fuss. Now the comedy boom is over, so all the comedians are flocking to other genres. The occult seems really popular at the moment. Look at all these paranormal specials. Alright, that's everything there. Ooh. Michio Shiraishi, the same girl who witnessed my son's kidnapping, committed suicide last week? But that means Miss Jonouchi was terrified of someone who already died? Is that what he meant by a curse? I can't work this out on my own. Maybe Richter will know. Why won't he call? I haven't left it off the hook, have I? I'm waiting for Richter to contact me, but he hasn't. I'm sure the receiver's on the hook. It'll ring as soon as he calls. Ugh! That must be him. Hello. Hello. Shigema residence. 2 a.m. Komagata Bridge. Hello, Richter. Hi. Richter called me out to meet him, and we came here, to the bridge. Richter, there's something I need to tell you. Funny, I was just thinking the same thing. He's gazing down at the water. What does he see down there, I wonder? Sumida River. The water's filthy and horrid, but at night, when it's still, it looks almost peaceful. Can I ask you something, ma'am? Is the Sumida River what you Honjo folks picture when you think of home? I couldn't say. All I can tell you is that I can hardly stand the sight of it. Right. Should have guessed. This is where they found him after he went missing. All alone, floating in that horrible water. All I can think is how scared he must have been. How cold he must have been. What'd he ever do to deserve something so awful? Thank you for the... Oh, okay, we were just doing it. Okay. I only saw the thing. Thanks. I've come here every day since then. And I prayed to the river to give him back. To give me back my son. Day after day. You know, in olden times, people believed rivers marked where our world met the next. Huh? So the act of crossing flowing water had a huge amount of spiritual significance. Back when Edo was founded, the people of Chuo saw the Sumida River the same way. They associated the far side of the river with the afterlife. That same place would later become Honjo. All their fear and revulsion accumulated there and took root. But then the Ryogoku Bridge sprang up after the Great Fire of Meiriki. And just like that, Honjo was part of the city too. And as it turned from farmland into a town, the people surrounded it with man-made rivers and crisscrossed it with canals and waterways. Weren't those to prevent flooding? That's what I was told. They were, but that's not all they were for. Their other purpose was to contain all the corruption that built up on the far shore, and stop it leaking through to our side of the Great Divide. Officially, they were a physical barrier, but unofficially, they were a spiritual one too. So if I have this right, are you saying that Honjo is a place where the real world meets the afterlife? Exactly. That's why the Rite of Resurrection is here, rather than anywhere else. I'm sure of it. And it's probably why the 7 mysteries and their curses have survived to the modern day. guess that would make this spot we're standing at now, right over the water, the border between life and death. If there was ever a place where bringing back the dead might be possible, I reckon it's here. It's funny that you mentioned praying to the river, though. That might have done more than you think. Is that supposed to make me feel better? Just thinking aloud, ma'am. Well, it's a nice thought. Files updated. Okay, it's heard about the river, more or less. Please, go ahead. Alright then. I've been poking around places connected to the 7 mysteries, looking for curse bearers. And I think I've found a few candidates. First, the tall man I ran into in Kinchibori Park. I asked him for directions, trying to probe him a little, but he turned the questions right back around on me. And he was out of there the second he figured I wasn't what he was looking for. I got the sense curses were nothing new to him. I'm about 40% sure he's a curse bearer. Then there's this middle-aged guy I saw on South Watagetsu Street. There's no question about this one. He had one of the curse stones in his hand. And a nervous air about him, too. It was clear he was up to some shady business. Gathering dregs, I'd bet. He'd make a good target. Next up is a pair. A young man and woman I saw around Ryogoku Bridge. This time the man came up to me and asked flat out if I was a curse bearer. Told him I didn't know what he was talking about, then he backpedaled and left. Looks like they lurk around there often. Looking for kindred spirits would be my guess. Though it didn't seem like they were quite working as a pair. Gathering dregs in a group might be a decent idea if you could make it work. But with things being how they are, it's gotta be hard to find folks one can trust. They've got brass though. I don't know what their deal is, but I'd like to find out. Last is 2 detectives I've seen sniffing around. The police are involved? Not necessarily. A body turned up in a local park a few days ago, so they might just be looking into that. Still, the park's got its ties to one of the 7 mysteries. Might be it was a curse that did the guy in. And if they're sending in detectives from the head office, then something's got to be up. How do you know where they're from? Let's just say that when you're in this business, there are some faces you get to know. Anyway, that's everyone who caught my eye. You found all of them in so little time? I really did hire the best. It's on the name, ma'am. Richter Kai, P.I. No, wait, make that Richter Kai Investigator Extraordinaire. My, an Investigator Extraordinaire. Is that why you can dress like that without drawing attention to yourself? You bet. Investigator Extraordinaire can blend in like a chameleon in any outfit. Well, that aside, this middle-aged man and the young couple sound the most promising. Am I right? Whichever we pick, it's still too early to make a move. It seems like the curse bearers are less involved with each other than we thought. Plus, there's still others we don't know about. I say we hang fire and see how things play out. Once more bodies start showing up, that'll get the pot nice and hot. And once it's boiling, our chance will come. Something I need to tell you. What's up? Well, that girl, Michiyo Shiraishi. One who was with Shuichi on the day of the kidnapping? That's her. Well, she's dead. She's what? That student committed suicide last week. That was her. I heard something like that had happened. Never got the name, though. Talk about bad luck. We finally get a lead, only to find out it's turned into a literal dead end. Unless her death was the reason Jonouchi was so shaken up. He said she was going to curse him. Was he talking about her revenge from beyond the grave? Seems like we're back to where we started. Not necessarily. That teacher knows something. I'm sure of it. At the very least, I'd put money on him having to do something to do with Miss Shiraishi's death. That's why he's so scared of being cursed by her. I see. And also, something tells me he knows more about your son's kidnapping. In any case, I think I've got a good idea of what he's hiding. Call it a hunch. A hunch? Well, more of a theory. Here, take a guess? I'm just an ordinary housewife. I'm not clever enough for all this. Are you sure? I'd had you down for sharper than that. That's flattering, but I'm afraid you're mistaken. Anyway, that's enough speculation for now. The truth will be out in time. Right now, I think we need to have another chat with Mr. Jonoichi. Didn't you want to tell me something? I've already said everything I wanted to say. Standing around is the last thing I want to be doing right now. It's my only chance to bring back my son. I can't afford to fritter it away. Well, we got a bridge over the Sumida River. There's a highway on one side and a freeway on the other, but they're both deserted this late at night. Oh, that's right. There's one more memory I have of this river. Do you mind if I tell you? Go ahead. Must have been about 20 years now, when I was still a schoolgirl. Back then, the Sumida River was much filthier than it is now. It's full of garbage and industrial discharge. It was scummy and slimy, and it stank. You look out over the water and just see dead cats and dogs and pigeons just floating. And one day, among all the filth and garbage, there's a piece of my missing classmate's hand. What? It was almost a miracle when you stop to think about it. What a chance that someone would find a part of her that was still recognizable. And that although everything but the palm had rotted away in the water, the part that was left would have an identifiable scar. And they could tell it's been a murder from the blade marks on the bone. Wait, are you talking about the Najima murders? So you have heard of it. I'm impressed. I assume you were but an elementary schooler at the time? I wasn't really aware of it then. I'd only heard about it after the fact. No idea that the victim was a classmate of yours. To be honest, it was all a bit of a blur. A wave of chaos just parting around me. Something like that. They said that the rest of the body must have sunk to the bottom of the river. They combed the riverbed, but they only ever found pieces. Everything else must have rotted and flowed out to sea. Afterwards, I heard that all the divers who had been looking for her fell ill. A sorry story for everyone involved, huh? It's funny, everyone figures the river's filthy already, so one more piece of garbage won't hurt. But every little bit makes it worse. It's a vicious cycle. I know I wouldn't want to go rooting around down there myself. That's right, which is why the riverbed is the last place anyone would go looking. Or so was the killer's thinking, I suppose. The times were changing quickly back then. Things were confusing. Everyone seemed to be in a hurry. Young people were moving to Tokyo in droves. Some even ran away from home to make it in the big city. And they made easy targets for bad people. A lot of them ended up disappearing without a trace. See, back then, if you chopped a body up into tiny pieces and threw it in the river, it would rot quickly and discreetly and sink to the bottom, never to be seen again. Are you saying what I think you're saying? They arrested him shortly after. Fumichika Najima. The man who killed my classmate and cut her into pieces. He was so methodical about it, it couldn't have been his first crime. And people began to wonder how many other girls he'd murdered the same way. The police never found any evidence of other murders in the end. But the river knows the truth. How many corpses has it swallowed up over the years, I wonder? That same thought spread through everyone's mind, and they started to avoid this area. So really, this river's been rank with corruption for decades now. Or at least that's how it seems. Well, was that interesting? Well, I can see why you don't have any good memories of this river. With all that darkness lurking beneath the surface, there's no reason that you would. Still, if I may, ma'am, I'm surprised you know so much about the Najima murders. But how could I not? After all, I was the one who found the hand. The police actually wrote me a thank you letter. That was only thanks to me that they managed to bring Najima to justice. That was the only time my father said he was proud of me.
Huh. Richter like the Belmont? No, Richter like the private investigator. Hello, Ollie.
Sometimes I wonder if he resents me for it. Is something wrong?
Not really. It just struck me. It's been 20 years since the Najima murders.
So it has.
Not to spook you or anything, but I thought you might be interested in knowing. Life in prison doesn't always mean life. There's precedent for first-time offenders being allowed out on parole after 20 years. Only if they're found to show remorse and the desire to reform themselves, of course.
That's right. I'm impressed you know so much.
Fair enough, Ollie. I hope everything went well.
Still, it's hard for someone with a criminal record to reintegrate into society.
I hear they've been trying to fix that recently, matching inmates with jobs and accommodation.
Oh, really?
They keep an eye on them, of course, and make them report in for regular checkups. But to avoid discrimination, they keep the inmates' records a secret from everyone but their employers. They even give particularly notorious criminals new identities so they won't be recognized in the workplace.
My. The way you put it, it's like you're saying Fumichika Najima could be out on parole right now, back in society under a new name, with nobody any the wiser.
It's possible. As it happens, a little birdie told me about a big name making parole a few months back. I don't know if that was Najima, but our discussion just now did bring that to mind.
I see. How unsettling. Now that you mention it, I just remembered something too.
What was it?
I was passing Komagata High School a little while ago when I saw someone. A janitor, I think, and I could have sworn he reminded me of Najima.
Oh?
He looked a little different after 20 years, much thinner than I remembered too. I told myself I was just seeing things. But perhaps it was him after all.
Yeah.
So, what next?
The big question now is what the rest of the curse bearers are up to. Luckily, the Sumida River is a good distance from any of the 7 mysteries. It's unlikely that the other curse bearers will come all the way here. I can finally have a moment to think.
I see. Alright.
You cannot currently progress any further. Once your situation is changed, select resume to try again. Okay. Fair enough. I guess we gotta go jump around between these things. Tetsuo Tsuchimi, Chief Inspector of the Metropolitan Police Department, First Investigative Division, is investigating the mysterious death of a fellow officer. He visits the scene of the incident, the former Yasuda Gardens, with his subordinate, Jun Ario. Alright, let's see what's going on with these two. I forgot the voice I gave for the assistant guy. Hey boss, forensics is all done. The crime scene is clean. I think it was something like this. I gave him a little bit of like a mobster goon voice. The other officers have all gone home. It's just us now. The park should be able to open back up tomorrow like nothing ever happened. I doubt it'll get many visitors after everything that's happened. You'd be surprised. Lots of people love that kind of thing. I bet they'll be lining up to get in. Cult stuff is really popular right now. Did you not know that, boss? Sounds stupid. It's not exactly rooted in science, but if ghosts really did exist, we could just ask them who the perp is. Somehow I doubt it'd be that simple. Oh, but you know, I've heard that high school girls are really into this spirit board thing these days. Supposedly you can call on spirits and talk to them by using the board with letters on it. Wouldn't that be something? You can try it out yourself if you're so interested. Hey, it's not a bad idea. Let's give it a go sometime, boss. What now? Stop messing around. You really think we're gonna solve this case by moving a coin across a scrap of paper?
Sounds like you know all about it. We gotta be open-minded. What if that's how police work is gonna be from now on?
Don't make me laugh.
Okay, it's just about the spirit board. It's all scribbly.
Listen up, Ario. Can't go blaming the death of your buddy on something like the occult.
I don't care if it was ghosts or the occult or what. Whoever or whatever it was that did this, I'll get them. I promise you that.
Well, you've got the right attitude, but we don't even know if this is a murder yet. Biases weaken our judgment. Get too fixated on one thing and you stop seeing everything else.
Aye, aye, boss. So, now we finished investigating the scene, let's review what we know.
Now, it's getting late. I figured we'd head straight home from here.
Come on, we gotta go over all the info we've gathered. And what better place to do that than here at the scene of the crime where we can soak up the atmosphere?
Soak up the atmosphere? The hell is there to soak up? You must be really into this occult stuff if you get off on being in a place like this.
Wait, being somewhere like this doesn't get your blood pumping? No way.
No, don't you turn this around on me. I'm not the weird one here. Cripes. Fine, let's get this over with.
Aye, aye, boss.
I've got a bad feeling about this case. My gut is rarely wrong. I knew this would be a treacherous case from the moment we were dragged into it.
Boink. So, early in the morning yesterday, staff member found the victim collapsed here in the park and called the police when they realized he was dead. While there were no obvious external wounds, the fact that he was a police officer and the evidence of a struggle mean it's likely that this was a murder. So me and the office sent it over to us since it involved the death of an officer, and we were tasked with the investigation. What we need to do is figure out what happened and whether there was foul play involved. I think that about sums things up. But, boss?
Yeah?
Is this case really important enough to assign to someone from the investigative division? I mean, a friend of mine died, so it's important to me, but...
It's all up to the higher-ups. I'm sure they've got their reasons.
Boss, you know something, don't you?
It'll all become clear in time. Try not to worry about it too much.
Thinking about it, the only thing we know for sure is the identity of the victim. That means there must have been something special about him, right? Maybe he knew something he wasn't supposed to. Some kind of secret or something. Isn't that right?
You're pretty sharp sometimes, you know that? If you picked up on that, you should be able to put the rest together yourself.
Well, it is our duty to get to the bottom of a suspicious death, especially one involving an officer. The victim is Hajime Yoshimi of the Juvenile Division of the Sumida City Community Safety Bureau. They really need to fucking shorten that title. God almighty. 27 years old. Single. He mostly dealt with cases involving juveniles and education. His rank was senior police officer.
You knew him well, didn't you? What was he like?
Okay, now I'm getting a better look at him. Yeah, that is a Gen Kobayashi ass design. Yep. That's the World Ends With You character designer on this game, yeah. Yeah, we were in the academy together. We still went out for drinks together every month or two. That is just less fucked up Susukichi. He could be a little rowdy, but he was like a big brother to us all. He was kind and cared about his friends. For better or worse, he wasn't the uptight type of cop. That man always showed empathy, and I heard he was popular with the locals for it. He treated each and every troubled kid he met with compassion. He had a great track record when it came to rehabilitation.
Sounds like we lost a good one.
Yeah, we did. We really did. I knew being a cop was dangerous. I knew something like this could happen, but
it's never easy when it happens for real. I know the feeling.
He didn't seem to care much about climbing the ranks, but he was at the top of our class. Only problem was that he took on so much, he had the most unfinished paperwork, too. I always felt we'd need an unusual guy like him to help him solve all our unusual cases.
Don't worry. You're plenty unusual yourself.
Me? I was the most normal of my classmates. Besides, the real weirdo among us quit the academy a long time ago. There was one even weirder than you? Hajime was quite the bad boy in school, apparently. He ended up with the police a lot. He said the officer in charge was good to him, helping him get back on track. Reason why to become a cop is to pay his kindness forward. First time he ever took his studies seriously.
Good story. Love that kind of thing. Makes me want to have a drink in his honor.
Please don't make fun of my dead friend.
Hey, I said in his honor. You should aspire to become the kind of cop people miss when they die in the field.
You say that like it's a sure thing I'm gonna die. Besides, if I end up biting it,
I'm sure you'll be the one who misses me most, boss.
Come on, don't be like that. You'll hurt morale.
Hey, Rubbish, sorry to hear that. And sorry in advance if I inflict further nightmares on you with the spooky game. Well, I guess how much I'll miss you depends on how this investigation goes.
I can already see it. Aereo, no! Why'd you have to go and get yourself killed?
I have no idea what's going on in that head of yours.
Yeah, that'll be a sight to see. I can't wait.
You can't wait for your own death? Get it together, kid. Sheesh, you really are something. What I'm here for, I guess. Fair enough. You didn't miss too much. We did a little bit more of Hadaway's brains, but we got plot locked, so I have to go do other things.
Thank you?
What about the victim's family?
The Yoshimi family is from Kitasenju in Adachi City, but Hajime's parents died a long time ago. He lived there all alone, no siblings or nothing. I went to his house a few times for drinks. I was surprised. It's this huge old-looking place. Like, you know, the kind of place that seems super haunted.
And he lived there alone?
It looked like the home of an old noble family. It was hard to imagine being such a delinquent living in a house like that.
There's that bias I was talking about. If he's from an old family, I'm sure things were complicated.
That's a bias, too. He never talked about any of that even when we were drunk, so I don't know much about it. Oh, and one more thing.
Yeah?
Hajime was engaged. He'd been seeing his fiancée ever since they were in school. Over 10 years, they just started talking about getting married. Now, what was her name again? He showed me a picture once. Beautiful woman.
That's so. How terrible for her. But she may know if there'd been anything going on with him lately. We should speak to her.
Yeah, his fiancée may have been his only confidant. I'm sure someone at Sumida Police Department has already contacted her. I'll look into it tomorrow.
God, now that I'm with this guy for an extended period of time, I'm making his voice more and more stereotypically mafia the more I go. It's ugh.
Hey boss. I looked into the case that Hajime was running.
Oh, great. That's the kind of stuff I want you to know. It's like, I mean no offense when I say the design is just kind of, like, generic enough that I'm just sort of projecting my own, like, thing into it, I guess. I don't know. What was Hajime working on the day he died?
Well, according to his reports from the day before, he had two cases involving juveniles.
Uh-huh.
The first was the suicide of a high school girl who jumped off a building in Kamizawa last week.
Oh yeah, I did hear about that.
Michio Shiraishi. She was a second-year student at Komagata, but it seems as though Hajime had contact with her even before this incident.
So she'd been troubled for some time.
That's the thing. About a month ago, we happened to see her walking around town. She looked upset, so he struck up a conversation with her. He was sure there was something bothering her, but she wouldn't tell him what.
Must have been trouble at home.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. Seemed he visited her home and spoke to her parents, but they said there was no problem, so there was nothing else he could do. Now she's dead.
It's possible he could have prevented her suicide then.
He must have been devastated. And that's why he was looking into this Michio Shiraishi again. He must have thought that something terrible had happened that drove her to end her life. but ultimately he never reported the findings of his investigation.
I see. You're thinking that it may have had something to do with his death. But to find out what it is Hajime discovered.
Right. Let's check with the Sumida Police Department about that tomorrow, too.
What was the other case he was working?
It's also related to a Komagata High student. Troublemaker named Hitomi Okuda. She seems to be a leader of a group of kids who get up to no good.
Juvenile delinquency. Fun.
She was pretty bad for a while. Multiple charges of destruction of property, assault and battery, you name it. Hajime had been working with her for about 6 months. How many months? And she was finally starting to open up. Then, he met with the girl the day he died.
Well, every school's got its problems. But I'm sure he'd been worried about how she'd get on with her.
Right, just when she'd finally find an adult she could trust. She might act out without someone to help her get through it.
We'll have to make sure the Sumida Community Safety Bureau does their job. But... We can't rule out the possibility that meeting with this delinquent girl had something to do with his death. Then we'll have to interview her, too.
Yeah, you're right. She may have been the last person to see him alive after all. I'll ask Sumida to introduce us tomorrow. Though, who knows if they'll actually let us talk with her.
That's what we hired you for. Lay a little boyish charm on them if they need convincing.
Yeah, I'm sure they'd prefer me over a scary-looking old man like you, boss.
Watch it. I'm still your superior. You ought to act like you respect me, at least.
Oh, I thought I was.
You were? Shit, is this how your generation speaks? You really are a new breed.
It's probably just me, actually.
Well, don't think you can get away with that with other people.
So anyways, boss.
Were you even listening?
We got quite a bit to look into tomorrow.
He doesn't understand social cues just like me, for real, for real.
First, the 2 Komagata High School cases that Hajime was handling. And we need to speak with his fiancée as well. I believe that's it for tomorrow. Boink! As for the cause of death, we won't know until the autopsy's done. From what we've seen, though, it appeared to be some kind of acute heart failure. Since he had no chronic illness, no visible wounds, it's possible that poison or drugs were involved.
Dying in the middle of a park like that, it certainly seems suspicious.
We found signs of a struggle at the scene, as well as footprints belonging to an unidentified individual. We got people trying to identify those prints.
If we can find out who they belong to, we might be able to figure this whole thing out.
Yeah, wouldn't that be nice if that were the end of it? The only things Hajime had on him were his badge and the wallet in his pockets.
So we can rule out a mugging. Though there probably aren't many people who think to try mugging a cop as big as him.
I also heard that Hajime got into a fair few fights in his younger days. He started judo once he became an officer and rose up the ranks quickly.
Sounds like the perp would have to have been pretty strong to take on Hajime.
Time of death was 11 p.m. 2 days ago, outside the park's hours. Body was found early in the morning.
11 p.m. the day before yesterday. What was Hajime doing at that time in the first place?
That's the question, isn't it? The entrance to the park is closed after hours, but it's a small gate that'd be fairly easy for him to get through if he really wanted to. That would, of course, be breaking and entering, but what do you think, boss?
It's hard to imagine a cop like Honjo would trespass for no reason. And since it seems like someone else was here with him, could they have called him here?
Oh, that does seem likely.
They must have been talking about something pretty sensitive to come here in the middle of the night. So Hajime met someone here to discuss something in secret.
And then they got into a fight?
No, that wouldn't match the cause of death. There were no wounds on the body that would indicate a spontaneous scuffle. The perp must have planned something.
Do you think it was meditated? And that would mean they called Hajime to the park with the intent to kill him?
Well, there is still the possibility that was just some kind of accident. Maybe the perp tried to threaten Hajime, and things went south from there. We should be able to get a clearer picture once we know exactly what killed him.
Yeah, right. Boop. But either way, I'm glad you're back in the first division, boss. I've always admired your work.
You were like a god to me. You were the whole reason I became a detective in the first place. Yeah. Well, about that. People have been saying that ever since you first entered the academy, but, yeah, that's because it's true. Just couldn't believe you got transferred out of the first just as I was assigned to it. So getting to work on a case like this now, just the two of us, it's a dream come true. Happy as I am to hear that, well, how should I put it?
Well, what is it? What's the matter? Why are you looking at me like that?
If that's true, I'm not sure you've been showing me the appropriate amount of respect.
Huh? But I do respect you. Don't tell me you're going senile, boss.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. When you run your mouth like that.
It's getting late. You must be sleepy. Don't worry, boss. I'll make sure we get out of here soon.
Yeah, I get it.
Boop. I've been wowed by your shrewd detecting abilities all day today.
Oh, really? Funny. I've been wowed by you, too.
On the topic of family, what's yours like, boss?
What's wrong with you? Prying into my personal life all of a sudden?
It's just, never heard you talk about him or anything.
Oh,
are you single?
Shut it. That's none of your business.
Well, ever since I joined the force, I've been thinking. The department really pressures young officers to get married. Wonder why that is. You don't say anything like that, though.
How should I know? I caved to the pressure myself and got married 20-some years ago.
Huh? So then,
God, you're relentless. She took our daughter and left 4 years ago. Thanks for reminding me.
Oh, I'm sorry. I can't believe she just give up a guy like you.
I was never home much. Too focused on work. I've only come home lately to get called right back out again. Plus, being a cop is dangerous work. I don't blame her for getting fed up with it all.
How sad. Especially when you're out here putting your life on the line. Oh, is that why you transferred out of the first?
It was already too late by then. You better be careful, Ario.
You say that, but there's not much I can do, is there? Nature of our job. There aren't many who can really understand it, not unless they're involved with police work themselves or related to someone who is. But wait, you have a daughter, right, boss?
You really think I want to talk to her about her after all that? Have some sense.
Come on, I promise I don't mean this the way it sounds, but, how old is she?
You don't know how to quit, do you? At least try not to look so intrigued. She's, well, a bit rough around the edges. I think most men are intimidated by her. Last I heard, she's living by herself and going to college.
Wow, college student. Men love an educated lady.
Stop that! What kind of cop are you making baseless assumptions like that?
She's living on her own, though, huh? You must be worried about her.
Worry? I don't even know where she lives.
Oh, so she hasn't told you. Probably because she knows you'd follow her around everywhere.
I would not! I don't think.
Come on now, we both know that's not true.
Listen here.
You may look like a mean old man, but you sure have a soft side.
What? Is that supposed to be a compliment? I can't keep up with you. We're done talking about this.
Oh, that reminds me. If you got married 20 years ago, it must have been right around the Nejima murder.
You know your history. Yeah, that happened a year or two after our wedding.
You were the one who arrested the killer, weren't you? We studied that case at the academy. I was only in elementary school at the time, but I still remember people talking about some dangerous criminal getting arrested.
All that was just cracking the case, finding the guy. It's all just happenstance. I'd really rather not think about it. It was a disturbing case. Did not make your skin crawl when you learned about it at the academy?
It did.
We were all terrified. Sounds about right. No one could believe such a mild-mannered man could have committed such a terrible murder. We'd overlooked one little thing. We may never have caught him at all.
I think I remember hearing there was only one charge brought against him in the end.
That's right. We didn't have the evidence. I knew there was no way such a meticulously planned crime could have been there first, but we may have stuck Fumichika Najima in a cell, but it was no victory. He always had the upper hand. And all the damage he did to everyone involved, especially the victim's classmates. It's already been 20 years, huh? God damn it. This is why I try not to think about it.
I'm sorry.
So all this occult stuff, have you heard about it, boss? What are you talking about?
The Rite of Resurrection thing that everyone's talking about.
No, not you too. I've been hearing about that shit everywhere.
Oh, you have? That's surprising.
Who cares what people are talking about? It's got nothing to do with our job.
But don't you think the occult stuff with this case feels, I don't know, realer somehow? The whole thing started right here in Honjo, in Sumida City, so I thought that maybe...
Cut it out. Nothing good can come of getting involved with that rite or whatever, or that record of fates.
Sounds like you know all about it. Boss, are you secretly into the occult?
Just stop that. Seriously, this isn't a joke. I get why you'd be intrigued by something called the Rite of Resurrection after a buddy of yours died, but bringing the dead back to life, that's the stuff of fantasy. It's not real. So don't go hoping for miracles. Got it? Alright, that's about everything. Got a bad feeling about this case. My gut's rarely wrong. It was to be a treacherous case from the moment we were dragged in.
Omiyasuda Gardens here in Yokohama Ichome were originally built as part of a daimyo's estate back in the Edo period. The park became city property a number of years ago and underwent extensive renovations. Not a soul around at this time of night. Why, it doesn't even begin to describe it. This is where the victim was found. It's, well, it's clean now. It almost feels like nothing happened here at all. But once an incident like this has come to pass, there's no going back. Not that knowing is any consolation. This pond, they say it used to flow into the Sumida River. The river became so polluted they cut it off.
Yeah, we heard about that earlier.
Detective in the Tokyo Metropolitan Police Department, 1st Investigative Division, is ranked as sergeant. This is his first time leading a case. He's graduated from rookie to newbie. He looks put together on the outside, but acts like a kid most of the time. Honestly, Force could use more people like him. Well, boss, I think that about does it.
Right. Let's call it for tonight. I'll see you tomorrow. Ugh! Oh, God! What the hell's that?
Huh? Boss, what's wrong? Don't tell me you're going senile.
It's an enemy stand. Damn it! It was that case all along.
Boss, what is it? Is there something over there?
Ugh! Such deep sorrow. A resentful memory flowing into my mind.
Kill them. Kill them. Those who spread lies, kill them all. You can kill people who try to intentionally mislead you. Use the curse when someone lies to you.
Apollo Justice if he was fucked up and evil. Ugh!
A murderous impulse seeps into my soul like thick black tar. Now, kill. You hear it, curse bearer? You who strongly desire the right, kill them. Boss! Boss! Boss, what's the matter? Don't tell me you really went senile.
Sorry. I'm fine.
Ariel? Yeah?
I have some bad news.
Oh no, your senility's kicking in, isn't it?
No! We got a bit of trouble on our hands. Looks like we'll be working some overtime. We're not going home tonight.
Huh? What are you talking about?
Alright. Let's keep going. Brother's like, I don't believe in curses. Wrong. You bear the curse.
So let me get this straight, boss. The Rite of Resurrection really exists? And to use it, you have to kill people using the power of curses from the 7 Mysteries of Honjo? And the curse that you have is from the story of the Evergreen Beach that's told in this area? Is that right?
Yeah, pretty much. You're quick on the uptake.
You weren't your usual silly self when you were explaining, so I knew you were telling the truth.
I'm never silly.
The only thing I have trouble believing is that you're taking this occult stuff seriously now. I mean, talk about paranormal, I thought you didn't believe in any of that.
It's not that I don't believe in it. My familiarity with this is why I've tried not to get too close.
You just being a sore loser? Not used to admitting you were wrong?
Oh, shut up and listen to me. No point in trying to hide things anymore. We won't get anywhere if you don't understand. So listen up. Please, just listen.
You don't have to keep saying it, I'm listening.
We don't have time to waste. Talk as we walk.
Hey, wait for me, boss! What's this funky-ass music? Hello?
Bring out the saxophones.
Sorry, I just want to double check on one thing. You're telling the truth, right? This isn't a side effect of your senility?
It's the truth. Not like I can prove it, though. Revealing the existence of a secret department is against the rules. Even to a fellow cop. It's an emergency. I need his help. I'll tell him.
Damn, this song kinda goes fucking crazy!
I'm sure you already know this, but this is all top secret. No sharing it with anyone.
Right. You can trust me not to. But, no, I just can't believe it. I've heard rumors that you used to be a member of the secret division attached to the security bureau. I can't believe we actually have a department called Paranormal Affairs.
Yeah, I'm sure it comes as shock. I couldn't believe it myself. The higher-ups were messing with me. Really had me worried for a while there.
No, this is incredible. That's the whole reason I became a cop. I was always fascinated by secret agencies and stuff.
You serious?
Thinking about it, it totally makes sense. If curses and spirits really do exist, then of course, we need a special department to protect citizens from them.
You seem a bit too eager to believe all this. And hang on, I thought you joined up because of me.
Come on, boss. You only have one favorite food? You can like more than one thing.
Yeah, whatever. In any case, the official stance is that the supernatural doesn't exist, so Paranormal Affairs operates in secret. Still not sure why they stuck me there. Those 4 years, I worked nothing but cases involving the supernatural.
So, do you have it?
Have what?
Spirit sense, of course. Are you what they call spiritually gifted?
Nope. I've never felt anything at all. And if I did, I'd be a lightweight at best. 1 beer and I'm down for the count.
Oh. Huh. Is that how people in the field quantify someone's spirit sense? Like how much liquor they can handle?
Nope. That's just me. That would help if get the point across. Thought it'd help get the point across.
Oh, huh.
Sorry. Seems like I keep disappointing you.
No, it's not your fault, boss.
At the risk of disappointing you yet again, I'll tell you one more thing. Spirit sense is usually something you're born with. It's tough to develop later on.
What, so there's no hope for me? No, say it ain't so.
Of course you were interested. Well, you never know. You may have some hidden potential. I know there's a high schooler who's got so much spirit sense that she works on the front lines. I say work, but she wasn't paid because it was supposedly part of her training.
Yikes, that sounds like it's in violation of Article 69 of Labor Standards Act.
You really know the law. No comment.
Even the occult field has workers' rights issues, huh? So, what do we do now? We got this rite of resurrection, and the curse that goes to the 7 mysteries of Honjo.
The curse is being spread out around the city is a bit of an emergency.
Is it that bad?
I'll put it this way. It's like handing out guns all over town.
Jeez, that's real bad!
It is, so we need to find the source and put a stop to it before something terrible happens. Usually that'd be a job for paranormal affairs, but I talked to them on our way here. The main team is tied up till tomorrow night. So they told me to deal with it myself. So that'd be fine since I have experience.
Huh? What? Then that overtime you mentioned means,
Yep. You're gonna help me, partner.
Alright! Let's do this!
You seem a bit too eager to dive into all this. You really have no reservations working a case you know nothing about?
You said this was an emergency. I didn't think we had a choice. I'm just trying to be logical about this, boss.
You really are something. Might actually be nice having you around.
Why, thank you. So, what exactly do we do?
If these curses are connected to the 7 mysteries, then the people who have the others should all be here in town.
Right, if there's 7 of them, that means there's 6 more out there.
Then we have to stop them all before they kill anyone with their curses. If we can, we should find and collect all the curse stones.
But boss, from what you said earlier, killing a curse bearer gets you closer to completing the rite of resurrection. Won't your life be in danger if they find out you bear the curse?
Pretty much.
You can't let that happen. So should you even be out here right now?
Hiding would only be a waste of time. The mystery of the one-sided reed is associated with Ryogoku Bridge. I was hoping we'd be quick enough to run into the one-sided reed's curse bearer, but no such luck it seems. Well, if nothing else, maybe word will spread that the cops are on the lookout and people will behave.
That's putting a lot of trust in whoever these other people are.
But it's possible that other curse bearers with the same idea will come here. Talk to anyone you see who seems suspicious.
Ugh, I mean someone who may have the power of a curse. Understood. In that case, man, why don't I ask that guy who's been watching us this whole time?
What do you know? There is someone there. Good luck.
Hey, you there! Sorry to bother you, but I've got some questions. I'm with the police.
Oh, it's this fucking... this fucking guy. I almost said this fucking thing.
Thanks for your cooperation. We'll be asking you a few things, Mr. Yutaro Namigaki. That's your name, correct? Yes, I don't mind answering your questions. You're a detective? Did something happen? Oh, right. Lots of things have been happening around here. Like people dying.
So, what is it you were doing here?
It must be the incident at the former Yasuda Gardens. The dead policeman? I can't imagine a detective would come all the way out here otherwise.
Huh?
Say, Mr. Detective, have you ever heard of the Evergreen Beach?
How about you answer my question first? What were you doing here?
I was answering your question.
I'm mixing the voices up.
I came here to look for the Evergreen Beach for the Summon Mysteries of Honjo. Actually, I was wondering if either of you knew anything about it.
Nope, sorry.
Really? How strange. Detectives, you have the curse to the Evergreen Beach, don't you? You! How'd you know?
You idiot!
Well, that was much easier than expected. Oh, crap. Sorry. It was simple inference. I figure you would have taken the curse if you were just in the gardens.
If you know that, then you must be a curse bearer yourself.
I have no intention of hiding anything. I plan to tell you from the start. Look. This is my curse stone. I believe it's called the Foot Washing Mansion.
Real quick, let me just double check. Yeah, okay, yeah, voice volume's still all the way down. Cool. That's right. Are you sure about this?
I'm not so rash I'd kill someone as soon as I found out they were a curse bearer. Not without talking to them first. You're the same, aren't you, Detective? You wouldn't use a curse on a normal person. Let's speak as equals, shall we? Boss?
Sure. We'd rather resolve this amicably, too. Before we talk, there's something I should tell you. This is my curse stone. The Evergreen Beach, just like you thought.
What? Boss, why would you tell him?
That's for how the curse works.
Boss, you have another senior moment if you tell him that.
It hangs to death anyone who would try to mislead me. So if you try to lie to me, the curse stone will let me know. I don't have to use it to tell, understand?
Oh, really? That's super useful. I see. Understood. That's a pretty useful power for a detective.
Now then, let's talk.
Damn, it seems I've lost the upper hand. No point for petty tricks then. I'll be honest with you.
Wouldn't it be fucked up if he was lying right here, right now? Let's cook him. See if that works. So far, so good. Oh, I can just press it. Okay, I don't need the save scum. I can just press it and see what happens.
It's someone I want to bring back, so I'd like your assistance in collecting soul dregs.
Can't help you.
Please, all you have to do is tell me who the other curse bearers are.
Sorry, but as a police officer, I can't just look the other way and let you go.
Please, if you help me, I'll let you two go as well.
Is that a threat?
No. It's your final warning.
I love just spamming this button, actually, and it not having any consequences, because it just has the same energy as... I can just... fucked up an evil vine boom.
My curse, the foot-washing mansion. Did you really think you could escape it just by being careful? Didn't matter to me which of you was the curse bearer. I'll be taking both your soul dregs anyway. Wait, Namagaki! The foot-washing mansion is a powerful curse. So simple to activate. It's right whenever I need it. There's no escape from the voice of my feet.
Ariel, get out of here! Hurry! I'll find you later.
What? Okay. Too late! Hear the voice of my curse echo!
The voice of his echo?
Why isn't it working? Impossible. This has never happened. What's happening?
What's happening? I don't hear anything. Ariel, now! Grab him!
Right!
Namagaki, get down!
Oh, damn it! Boss, here, his curse stone.
Good work. Give it to me.
2? Damn it. Why? What do you think, boss? Should we lock him up? I haven't even touched you! You can't consider that assault of a police officer!
Let him go. All we need is the stone.
How could this happen? My right of resurrection!
Give it up. The right was too good to be true from the start. I don't know what happened to you, but you'd be better off mourning whoever you lost the right way. Now get out of here. Get out of my sight. I never want to see you again.
No, damn it! Whew, that was a close one, eh, boss? We'd probably be dead if he had activated his curse.
Yeah, I'm not sure what, but something stopped his curse from...
Boss, you okay? Is having another curse stone hurt?
Yeah, the curse from this one's flowing into me too.
Oh no.
I saw what activates the curse of the foot-washing mansion, and the resentful memories bound to it. I always thought this one was one of the stranger of the 7 mysteries. Now I know why. This sure is something.
What did you see?
Let's save that for later. All you need to know is that it's a particularly powerful curse. We're lucky we took it from him quickly.
Whew.
So now that I have the stone, do I need to turn the voice volume back up? Is that what we need to do? Yeah. If I see Namagaki again in an earlier moment on a different route, I'll just turn the volume back down. That'll probably work.
Well, that makes one stone. Where do we go now?
We'll visit all the places associated with the mysteries while it's still dark out.
We have to do that all over again?
Well, they aren't all as aggressive as him, but people will do crazy things to bring back someone they love. It seems that the hatred of the curse stones are imbued with makes people more willing to kill.
Really? Then what about you, boss?
I'm fine. I may not have any spirit sense, but I'm tough when it comes to this stuff. That's why they love me in paranormal affairs.
So you are spiritually gifted after all. Alright, let's head to the next place. Whee!
Bonk.
Let's keep going. Whoosh! Let's go to the park. Excuse me, sorry to bother you, but we have some questions for you. What? Are you with the police? I haven't done anything. Don't worry, this isn't an interrogation or anything. We just want to talk. You're Hideki Araishi, right? The historian? We know who you are, and we know what you are, so this won't take long.
But since we saw you here, we'd just like to ask you a couple questions.
Woo!
Historian works as a part-time curator. His recent publication on the Rite of Resurrection is called A Stir in Occult Circles. Obsessive researcher, lately has been concerned that articles he contributed for monetary reasons have earned him a reputation as an occult researcher. The surgeon interested in the topic and resulting volume of articles is undeniably tempting. Regular at the Kurokikyo Cafe, where he can be found outside his work hours, writing essays and manuscripts. His published books include Study of the Unknown and Introduction to Bando History. Well, let's get it over with. I'm a busy man.
Now, Mr. Araishi, what were you doing here at this time of night?
Doing research, of course.
Day or night, information never sleeps.
That's an admirable philosophy. You know, your research has been quite the talk around town. What was it they were saying? You discovered something about some book? Ah, right, you found some kind of ritual in the Record of Fates.
Oh, don't tell me you want to know how to carry out the Rite of Resurrection, too. To be perfectly honest, I'm tired of people asking me about it all the time. None of you even care about the local history. You just come crawling out of the woodwork when something interesting comes up.
Looks like I hit a nerve.
If you think you can force me to tell you because you're policeman, you're sorely mistaken. Was the research you were doing just now also related to the rite? Well, yes, that's right. What exactly were you looking for? I have no reason to tell you that. You wouldn't understand anyway. Was the research you were doing just now also related to the rite?
Oh, okay, it's just repeating for now.
Are you doing all this research so you can use the Rite of Resurrection yourself? You're a policeman. Do you really think people can be brought back to life? Everyone I meet's pitiful. Huh, so you don't believe in the rite? Whether it's real or not has nothing to do with my research. Such things are better left to the occult freaks. Or so I thought. Things changed. It has become necessary for me to pursue the rite. So now I pray that it's real.
What changed?
I'm sure you can imagine. The funds for my research. I'll receive a large amount of funding for seeking the Rite of Resurrection. After I find it, I'll receive a sum so great that I'll never have to worry about money again.
Oh, and that means someone is sponsoring your research. Is that right?
So what if they are? You have no idea how hard we work to secure funding. I have no interest in teaching those children. Listen to me, I'll tell you one thing. Those experts you see writing provocative books or spouting nonsense on TV to try and get popular, all of them are just trying to get the money they need to do their research. With how popular the occult is, saying something even remotely spooky can lead to big money. But I bought your book. Pursuit of the Unknown begins first and foremost with belief. I was so inspired by that bit. I do appreciate your patronage, but unfortunately, however, the occult is not my true interest. The fate of the unknown is to be destroyed by thorough research and deep consideration. No way. I can't believe this.
You're surprisingly innocent.
What kind of research do you want to be doing? I'm sure it wouldn't interest you, but to put it simply, focus on my research is how historical accounts transform into folklore over the years as they are passed down from generations to generation.
What's that mean?
Due to human bias, the account of any event is inevitably changed by the person communicating it. This is not necessarily done with ill intentions. It happens when someone tries to fill in the gaps in a story that lacks detail, or when something that's left out or abridged because of the story's length, or when a story twists and shifts as it's spread through oral tradition. Even when two stories are told about the same event, differences in culture or environment affect how it's told, changing its content. Silly little things can turn into terribly mysterious legends. My research is the study of how history, culture, and legend all influence each other.
Huh. I see.
Take the 7 mysteries of Honjo, for example. Why are some of the mysteries seemingly about nothing particularly interesting? You think stories wouldn't last a decade, let alone hundreds of years. So why? Perhaps putting it that way piques your interest. I admit I am a bit curious.
So that's what you've been researching all this time. Makes sense.
As I said, it doesn't matter to me whether the right exists or not. The people in the Edo period believe that that's what was written in the Record of Fates was real. That's all I'm interested in.
Deki Araishi. He says he's a local historian, but supposedly he knows more about the Rite of Resurrection than anybody. The fact that he's here at this time of night in this part of the country, it's entirely possible that he's a curse bearer.
No, this one's still from, I think it's still from Tsuchimi's perspective? It's just that we got both of them here. Well, let's ask Hideki some questions. Questioning people like this can put unnecessary stress on them depending on their position. This guy's pretty sharp. I'll have to play it safe and only push him when I see an opening. Maybe it's from... maybe it is. Maybe it's from both of their perspectives. Fuck, I don't know. Hard to imagine a small, bookish, well-spoken man being very dangerous. Oh yeah, the shots. Yeah, the shots are from third person. Yeah. But in this day and age, you never know. I should be careful. I can't. You know, I didn't even clock that. I can't believe it. It's fucking Q route again. Was the research you were doing just now also related to the Rite of Resurrection? Well, yes, that's right. Okay, that's still... But I have to be realistic. The research I'd like to do is unfortunately not very lucrative. That's why I need to take some risks. Although, there was, I think in the first area, it was first-person perspective, yeah. But now it's third person.
This Record of Fates. Where'd you get your hands on it?
This storehouse of an old private residence in the city, just as the public was told. I'm never gonna fucking forget Q route, dude. It's that twist is insane. Nobody does it like him. Storehouse of an old private residence in the city, just as the public was told. I'm unable to be more precise due to an agreement with my informant.
Well, in that case, I think I might have a guess what it is you were looking for.
What? Damn it! If you know about that, then...
Calm down. No need to get so defensive.
It worked out the first time. I don't think it's gonna work out a second time.
We both want information, right? Well, we have a nice, friendly chat.
You may say that, but I don't trust you. Perhaps you've already learned about curses. Perhaps you want to take my power away from me.
No, that's not true.
I just revealed my hand. Say nothing else. Sorry, I'll be taking my leave here. Hey, stop! He's so fast. Sorry, boss, he got away.
Maybe that was a mistake, then maybe we should show it. Incomplete.
Yeah, alright, let's go back in there then. Blech. Beep. Fuck! God damn it, I clicked too fast and I clicked the same thing again. I gotta be more careful. It's okay, that was like 10 seconds.
These things do in fact happen. Yeah. I'll move away from the center. We both want information, right? Why don't we have a nice friendly chat?
A curse stone? You are a curse bearer! Believe. It's the Evergreen Beach then.
Yep. Will you show me yours?
This is mine. The ever-burning lantern.
Huh. Interesting.
Isn't that... Wait.
Huh.
Let's hide the details, though.
I won't mince words. I'd like to confiscate your curse stone.
Excuse me, you may be a policeman, but you have no right to do that.
The police are aware of how dangerous the stones are. I can arrest you under Article 1, Section 2 of the Minor Offenses Act. Or you hand it over, and all you lose your secret ability. Think of what would happen to all your research if you were arrested.
I call your bluff. These stones could never be used as evidence. If you want it, you have to take it by force.
I find it hard to imagine that an officer of the law would use a curse on a citizen.
You can't touch me, which means I have no reason to continue this conversation.
Fuck. Okay. We just gotta be open. Got it. We cannot be secretive here. This is not getting us anywhere.
Boink.
I like how there's a button that says restart or resume. Yet when you click resume, there's an option to start from the beginning of the section. Like, that's just 2 restart buttons. What? Whatever. I shouldn't be thinking like that. That's it's just kind of funny to me. I'll tell you this for free. The Evergreen Beach comes from a man who was hanged for spreading false rumors. But the accusations against him were unfounded, so he died cursing those who deceived him.
Ah, so that's the resentful memory held within the Evergreen Beach. The memories of the 7 mysteries are truly fascinating. If only I could collect them all.
Do whatever you want, but you should know something. This stone of mine lets me curse anyone who tries to mislead me.
What? But
So don't try and lie to me. I'll know.
you would curse a citizen? And call yourself an officer of the law?
All depends on you. I don't want to use it if I don't have to.
What is it you want?
The cursed stones are dangerous. I'd like to confiscate yours.
Excuse me? But my right.
First, let me ask you one thing. You haven't used that curse, have you?
No, of course I haven't. I swear.
I see. Good. Now why don't you hand over that stone? Unless you'd rather try using it on me instead. Alright, Ami, take it easy.
Damn you. I won't give it to you. If I were to say that, what would happen? Would it be a crime?
The police are aware of how dangerous the stones are. I can arrest you under the act. Yeah, you can lose your ability. Yada yada.
Fine. You can have the stone. Here.
Sick. Good choice. I look forward to seeing how your research pans out. Oh, right. Would you tell us everything you know about what's been going on? If you help us out, we'll give you all the information we've gotten after we solve the case. What do you say?
In that case, will you tell me all about the resentful memories of the 7 mysteries? I believe they're the key to the secret hidden in the Record of Fates.
Sure, why not? I'll learn about them as I collect the curse stones.
But thanks to you, we learned a lot more from him.
I wonder. The mysteries in Right are all public information. He kept everything he knows about the other curse bearers and the source of the curse here hidden. Are we becoming Thanos? Oh man. I didn't think about it like that, but come on. Fine, I'll do it myself. I was hoping he'd at least give us a clue about how to beat these curses.
Oh, I see. Then we should be more aggressive. We should be more aggressive next time and really make them spit it out. And by we, I mean you.
I'm guessing he wants to save this curse. He wouldn't have told us anything, no matter what we asked. Now we know where he hangs out. We can always send someone for him if need be.
Right, got it. I'm surprised to hear that there are actually 9 of the 7 mysteries, though.
Yep, that's 2 extra curse bearers we have to find. We've confiscated 2, so there are 6 more. They could be anywhere in this town.
We have to find them fast or they may start using the curses.
No, I think we're already too late.
Huh?
I didn't tell you this, but there were some soul dregs in Namagaki's curse stone.
Really? And they already killed someone with it.
It's not much, so it probably wasn't a curse bearer. Shit. Well, we know who did it. We can make arrangements to take him into custody. We'll have Paranormal Affairs pick him up tomorrow. For now, we continue our search.
Right. On to the next place. We just have to cross them off the list one by one. Oh, but, boss?
Hmm?
Good to know we can use the Minor Offenses Act to arrest people with curse stones. But why didn't we do that with Namagaki?
We could do that, there'd be no need for Paranormal Affairs. What grounds would a normal detective have to put him under arrest?
Oh, right, yeah. I suppose that's true.
Well. Alright, Seems like we still can't keep going on this side, though. And I don't know if this is opened up yet. I think they would tell me when it did, so I'm gonna go down here for now, then, and we'll just continue. Yako Sakazaki searches for the rite of resurrection, hoping to revive her friend who jumped to her death. To get the information she needs, she meets with her classmate Mio Kurosuzu in their classroom at midnight to attempt using a spirit board. I think you'll like Yako.
We'll see. I'm liking most of these characters so far. They're all nice. They're all pretty good. Except for the guy with the ugly fucking sweater, but you know.
Exception to every rule.
That should be everything. Okay, let's start. Ready for this, Yako?
I'm ready.
Okay, I'm ready. Woo!
Persons of interest page. Class 2C. Unable to comprehend why her childhood friend committed suicide, she attempted to investigate the incident. She was unable to make any progress and feeling desperate, invited Mio Kurosuzu to join her in performing a ritual. Born and raised in Honjo City, family has owned and operated beloved candy shop Sonoya's in this establishment. Despite her modest appearance, cheerful and vivacious young woman with a sense of duty and compassion. So strong, she has moved to tears easily. Quick-tempered, quarrelsome, always prepared to stand up against those who harm her family or friends. Yako's winning streak against arrogant boys and scraps since she was a child remains unbroken and is the source of considerable stress for her mother. Oh, she's kind of my-coded. Hold on. But yeah.
All right, let's start. This is the spirit board. This is how we'll be communicating. First, we'll both put a finger on the 10-yen coin that's on the board.
Okay.
Bip. Like this? Just like that. Relax your finger as much as you can. Now for the chant. Repeat what I say, okay? Oh, Spectre of the Spirit Board, please visit us. Your turn.
Okay. Hold on. Please visit us. Yeah, that was it.
Spectre of the Spirit Board, Spectre of the Spirit Board, please visit us. Good. Please tell us if you are there. Whoa, it really moved! Looks like we succeeded in the summoning. We can ask questions now. Right, questions. Start with a question you know the answer to and see the response. Then when you know your questions are being answered truthfully, you ask what you really want to know. Okay, I'll start with something simple. I think I should know the answer to this. Oh, Spectre of the Spirit Board, what is my name? Huh? What's the matter? How strange.
No.
Huh? It told me no? I bet it means it doesn't know. It may be a Spectre of the Spirit Board, but it doesn't know everything. Is this spirit really the real deal?
Yes.
It's fine. I feel like it's giving me attitude. Fine, what is the name of the girl across from me?
Mio. Mio!
That's right. It's not fair. It knows your name, Mio. It even used that weird character you used to spell your name. How flattering.
Extremely mild-mannered, exudes a somewhat off-putting dark aura, which makes it difficult for her to form friendships. Found a friend in Yako. Apprentice of a famous psychic, exceptional spirit sense. Handles spiritual disturbances that break out in schools across Tokyo before they become a problem. Has already solved an incident at the high school involving a female student possessed by a spirit. Many develop an impression that Mio has a deep knowledge of the occult and the paranormal upon first meeting her, leading her to be anxious that her secrets have been exposed. Most common comment she receives is she seems to get along well with crows and black cats.
I bet. Even the teachers get it wrong all the time. I guess these paranormal beings just tend to take a liking to you. I don't know how I should feel about that. Oh, Spectre the Spirit Board, where are we?
We're high. We're in the high school.
Woo.
Woo. Woo. Woo. Woo.
High school. High school, that's right. The answers don't seem to be very precise. Are you truly the Spectre of the Spirit Board?
No.
Is it lying? Not quite. It's just a temporary name we call them when using the board. We're actually calling a spirit with a strong tie to this place, or one of the people participating. In other words, a spirit that just happened to be nearby felt like answering. They don't really think of themselves as the Spectre of the Spirit Board. Oh, really? Huh. Feels like some of the mystique has disappeared. You mind if I still call you the Spectre of the Spirit Board?
Yes.
Okay. Thanks. Always good to remember to say please and thank you. Well, let's get again. What's my name?
No.
Didn't even hesitate this time. Alright, it's time to try asking serious questions.
Oh, man.
Oh, Spectre the Spirit Board, what is the name of the boy Mio has a crush on? You're gonna ask that kind of question? Isn't everyone kind of ask this stuff for spirit boards? Besides, I'm curious. No, let's not do this. Said no. Guess it means you don't have a crush on anyone. Whew. Yeah, that's it. No is correct. Let's move on. Or maybe... Oh, Spectre of the Spirit Board. Do you mean the boy isn't in our class? Well, hey, stop that. Don't make me exercise you. If that's the case, then... Oh, Spectre of the Spirit Board, is it a teacher at our school?
No.
Oh, no good, huh? Whew. Yeah, go cut it out already. We made the effort to sneak in at night. We shouldn't waste time with these questions. Yeah, you got a point. Okay, here I go. I'll be serious now. Yes, please. Oh, Spectre of the Spirit Board, did Michio Shiraishi in our class, who died by committing suicide jumping 1 week ago, really commit suicide?
No.
So it really wasn't. I'm not surprised. I never believed it from the start. Now's the important part. Yeah.
Okay, it's probably just an update for Michio.
Did she die in an accident? It said yes. So it was an accident and not a suicide. Michio, did she slip and fall from that building?
No.
Huh? She didn't? What do you mean? Michio didn't die from falling from the apartment building?
Yes.
No way. If that were true, then why was she lying on the ground like that in the back alley of the apartment building? It was an accident, but not a fall? What happened to Michio on that day? Seems like it doesn't know the details. Then how about... Spectre of the Spirit Board, we want to use the Rite of Resurrection to bring Michio back to life. Do you know where the rite is? I wonder. Huh? What is this? Stop! I'm scared, Mio! Calm down. You can't let go before it's over. Such deep sorrow. Resentful memories flowing into my mind.
Fool's procession. Those who hear it shall fall into the depths of hell.
Kill them! Kill them! Those who hear this sound, kill them all!
Use to kill those who hear the sound produced by the curse echo for more than 30 seconds. The curse will be negated if you are seen in that time. Press the use curse button to produce a sound. Oh, that sounds a bit tricky.
Ugh. Murderous impulse seeps into my soul like thick black tar. Now, kill. When you hear it, curse bearer, you who so strongly desires the right, kill them. Oof.
Alright, 1 week earlier. Oh, I can move.
Did you hear about Michio in Class C? Yeah, she seemed like your stereotypical honor student in her first year, but she stopped showing up to class and her grades started dropping after her third semester. She offed herself because her grades were bad? Not fair. Just thinking about all the practice tests makes me want to die too. All anyone cares about is test scores and grades. Ooh. Did you know? I heard Michio's mom remarried last year. They say her new stepdad's a total jerk.
Yeah, a bit of a, I don't know about that one. I mean, they're kids. Kids say stupid shit, I would know. But, like, come on.
I heard he's an ex-con. If she resists him, he gets violent. That's scary. No way, I couldn't take that. I'd probably think about killing myself too if I had to deal with someone like that at home.
Woof.
You hear about the suicides in the news, but for it to happen here, it's a little scary. By the way, isn't there a girl who transferred into Class C recently? Oh, I heard about her. She's gloomy. Doesn't stand out much.
Did you know the school she was at, she transferred? Yeah, did you know the school she was at before transfer also had a suicide?
What, for real? That seems kind of fishy. Hey, did you hear? Someone from our school committed suicide. What, really? Who? I heard that. Michio from Class C, right? No way, Michio? She's been acting pretty strangely lately, but I still can't believe it.
There might be some of you who already know, but a member of our class, Michio Shiraishi, passed away last night. Okay, calm down. I know this comes as a surprise, but please, keep quiet. The cause of death is still under investigation, and there's nothing we know for certain at the moment. Detailed investigation reports will come from the police, so please don't go spreading any rumors. Got it? We're sending everyone home for today. No dilly-dallying on your way. School will be off tomorrow as well. Hey, you, stop celebrating. Show some respect. There will be a memorial service scheduled next week at the school assembly. If anyone wishes to pay their respects individually... Dong, dong.
Yako? Sorry to bug you. It's just, you seem a little different from your usual self. I hope I'm not being a nosy. Thanks, Mia. Was I acting that strangely? Yeah, enough to make me worry. If you want to talk, I'm happy to listen. Yeah, this is perfect timing. There's actually something I want to ask you. Yeah? Hey, Mia? You know about the Rite of Resurrection? Yeah. It's that thing that Mr. Araishi apparently discovered and wrote an article about. I doubt there's many people who don't know, but he's always talking about it. Do you believe it's real? Huh? Well, sounds a little too good to be true to me. But on the off chance that it really works, we could bring Michio back to life with it. I want to find if there's even the slightest chance of bringing Michio back. But how will you look for it? Right, that's the thing. Michio, I wonder why she had to die. She didn't leave a note or anything, but they announced that it was a suicide. That can't be right. She would never kill herself. Michio was so happy and always looked on the bright side of things. She loved coming to school. I know she was going through some hard times, but for her to kill herself? I never got a chance to speak with her. She was often absent from school, and when she did come in, she looked depressed. You're right. That's why everyone was so willing to accept that she committed suicide. Acted like they cared, but all they did was gossip about it. Put together little pieces of information and spread rumors like it's the truth. Isn't that terrible? Yes, it is. I've heard some that are really awful. In the end, the only reason they're able to say stuff like that is because they aren't personally involved. It's true that she didn't get along with her new stepdad and that her grades went down, but to say things like how sad, no wonder she killed herself, how dare they? She always told me she was okay whenever I talked with her because I was worried. She would have told me if there was something bothering her so badly she'd kill herself over it. Uh-huh. I won't let Michio's death be written off like this. Like, maybe she got caught up in something bad. Something bad? People have been talking about that body found in former Yasuda Gardens, right? Some are saying this town is cursed or something. Yes, there has been a strange feeling around things recently. You know that spirit board thing that everyone's been doing? Where you summon a spirit and ask it whatever you want. Yeah, I know it. I want to try it out. There's something else I want to know.
You're hella cursed, yeah.
Why are you telling me this? I mean, you seem like the type to know about that stuff. Oh, I do? Yeah, look, you really gotten into the occult stuff. You got that kind of gloomy look. I don't know how I should feel about that. But you know how to do it, right? Well, yes, I think I probably know a little more than most. Okay, please help me. You're my only hope. The thing you want to ask, is it? Yeah, I want to know about the truth behind Michio's death. And where the Rite of Resurrection is hidden. I see. I don't know if getting the answers to those questions will be as easy as you hope. Please, the teachers and police aren't any help. There's only so much I could do alone. There's even the slightest chance, then... Well... Okay, if it'll make you feel better, then I'll help. Yes! Thank you, Mio! Okay, then tomorrow after dark...
And now we're back here.
Huh? Are you awake, Yakko? Yeah. What happened? You can't remember? Let's see. We used the spirit board and I suddenly heard something. Like this weird voice. And then I passed out? Yeah, as far as I can tell, you aren't experiencing any negative effects. I think it was just a mild shock from how sudden it was. Was everything okay with the spirit? Yeah, it was almost bad, but I got it to leave. More importantly, what's that thing you have in your hand? In my hand? Whoa, what the heck is this? It looks so freaky. When did I get this?
The Fool's Procession.
Oh, there's so much anger and hatred held within it. Those are little, like, tools that were used for ancient curses. What? That's so scary! Yaka, you just said you heard a strange voice, right? Could you tell me what you heard? Anything you can recall. I think it might be connected to that object. Let's see. It felt like I was at the bottom of a dark place, and this voice felt like it was echoing in my mind.
Did we just enter the evil queen's castle?
Perhaps. After that, it just kept shouting, "Kill them!" I see. Thank you. Yakko? I think you may have exactly what you need in order to use the Rite of Resurrection. The curse with the power to take people's lives and turn them into soul dregs. What? You mean this is a real curse? I know I said I wanted to use the Rite of Resurrection to bring back Michio, but why? Why me? It makes no sense. Yakko, please calm down and listen.
Okay.
I'm sorry about panicking. No, it's okay. Fear is something we feel in the face of the unknown. Long ago, people would give names to phenomena they couldn't understand in order to live with them. However, modern-day developments in science and culture have pushed for the rejection of things that can't be measured. And so the paranormal has been treated like it doesn't exist. But they've been around since a long, long time ago. If you just understand, you can see it, there's nothing to be afraid of. First, calming down is the most important. Accept reality for what it is. I only really gave this stuff a shot because it was popular, but... You really do have a connection with this stuff, don't you? Well, I suppose to an extent. Hey, Mio, what do I do? Where do I start? Am I cursed? Am I going to die? It's okay. I'll take care of the curse. That's why I'm here in the first place. What? Trust me. I'll take care of things. It'll be alright. Thanks. I was the one who dragged you along to do the spirit board. It's fine. You're desperate to find a way to try and help your friend. But spirit boards are dangerous. You have to take them seriously. So I'm glad you invited me. Alright, let's review everything we've learned so far and think of how to move forward. Okay. What is this curse? Am I cursed? Well, I've only looked into it a little. I wouldn't quite say you're cursed. It's more like you've gained the ability to use the power of a curse, so there shouldn't be any kind of negative paranormal effect on you. The power to use a curse? Do you mean this curse stone? Yes. If a curse is used under certain conditions, a curse will be placed on someone, taking their life and turning it into soul dregs. Soul dregs are said to be required to enact the Rite of Resurrection. Normally, a curse is a spell that would only be usable by onmyoji of considerable talent. I believe that curse stone makes it so that even normal people can use them. So someone like me with no knowledge could curse someone? Yes, but it's still nothing to take lightly. You could end up having it redirected right at you. To tell you the truth, something unusual did happen while we were using the board. It happened right around midnight, I think. This whole area seems to be under the effect of the Feast of Shadows. The Feast of Shadows? Yes, it's a type of spell to temporarily boost the potency of the supernatural. It also has the effect of making the powers of certain curse echoes manifest more easily. Judging by its strength, I'd say it probably covers about a 3 to 4 kilometer radius. 3 to 4 kilometers? That's big enough to cover all of Sumida City! Yes, I think the Feast of Shadow is used to cause a resentment lingering in the air to manifest as curse stones. Someone did this. But who? I don't know enough to say, but it's likely that it was done by someone who wants to uncover the Rite of Resurrection. This isn't something to happen naturally. I see. A cursed stone's powers can only be used in this area under the influence of the Feast of Shadows. The effects also only appear after the sun has set. By setting a limit on when they can be used, the curses are strengthened. So the curses can't be used outside this area or during the day? Correct, but speaking of limits, to actually use a curse to kill someone, it seems there are conditions that need to be met. Conditions? Like how my curse echo needs someone to listen to the sound it makes for 30 seconds? To be honest, I don't really understand it. Like, how do I even summon the curse echo or make the sound? You just, like, will it? Do you mind if I try? Stop, stop, stop! You shouldn't be using curses so willy-nilly. Even if there are conditions that have to be met, the power to kill someone without leaving behind evidence is dangerous enough. In that sense, maybe you really have been cursed. I'm sorry that you got wrapped up in this situation, even though I'm here with you. That curse stone. I think whoever holds it becomes a bearer. It would probably be best for me to hold on to it, but then I'd feel bad about forcing it on you. No, I sense a powerful force rejecting me. I don't think I'd be able to take it. Really? Why? If we tried separating it from you, the curse may trigger. That's how bad I sense it wants to stay with you. That curse, though, may look like nothing more than an old Netsuke carving. I can sense a powerful, resentful energy from it. I don't think it's a good idea for me to even touch it. I may seem like I know what I'm doing, but I don't know how to handle something this powerful. Really? This little thing? If you threw it away and someone with bad ideas picked it up, it could be bad. I think it would be safer to avoid the risk of getting anyone else involved and have you hold on to it for now. Well, now I'm kind of freaked out. Anyways, we need to make it to daybreak. I think the curse should weaken once it's morning. I'll help you find a way to deal with it then. Okay. There are two things you should remember. First, do not fulfill the conditions while it's night. Second, should you happen to fulfill the conditions, don't use the curse. Right. The mysterious voice said the curse stone is called the Fool's Procession, right? Yeah, that's from the 7 Mysteries of Honjo, right? Our school is said to be connected with a story with the same name, one of the mysteries. Right, I don't think it's a coincidence. This is just a guess, but it's possible that you were chosen because it could feel your desire for the rite of resurrection. This is a curse of the 7 Mysteries of Honjo, and it's possible there are others who receive curses associated with the other mysteries. Yeah, that voice also said that there are other curse bearers, or whatever you call them. Not only that, apparently you can get a lot of soul drag just by killing a curse bearer. Right, that's not good. Even if we have no intention of killing others with the curse, there's a chance you might be targeted if other curse bearers find us. Ugh. I'll have to avoid anyone who has another of the curses. That means we should avoid people at night as much as possible. But Mio, yeah? If this curse is real, that means I could bring back Michio if I used it, right? The Rite of Resurrection would be real too. Yes, that's true. But you can't do that, Yakko. But it feels like it's not the time to worry about that kind of stuff. If Michio died in an accident, I'm sure she didn't want to die. What's the issue of putting a little curse on a complete stranger? I feel like it wouldn't be a big deal. What's going on with you? You're not acting like yourself, Yakko. You would never consider taking the life of another person. Is it the curse's influence on you? Maybe the grudge is rubbing off on you. Will you show me it for a second? Is there something inside it? No, stop! Yakko? Oh, I'm sorry. But it's like, I just suddenly really didn't want you to touch it. I understand. I'm sorry. But you need to give up on the Rite of Resurrection. What? Because that's the real curse. Using resurrection as a lure, it tempts curse bearers into using their curses. You have to resist it. Don't let yourself be deceived by some curse. But Michio could... I think for tonight, we should get you home to rest. I'll walk you. Curse's influence should subside in the morning. Okay. I'm sorry, but I'm telling you, you need to give up on the rite. It's beyond us. Even a single curse stone alone is too much to handle. Bringing back the dead isn't something so simple. I know how much it hurts, but please just focus on worrying about surviving tonight. Even now, we're in great danger. Okay, let's get going then, shall we? We'll take the same route we took to get here. Right. We'll be fine, right? There's no one else at school, is there? I think so. The night shift janitor shouldn't be patrolling this late at night either. What? Why'd the lights go out? Mio, are you okay? Hello? Mio? She's not here. What's happening? Where are you? Did you bring a light? No. Oh, I can't see a fucking thing! And... Oh, no, what was that? Get me out of here! Mio, where are you? Yakko, I'm here! Over here, can you see me? Huh? Where? I can't see anything. Not that way, Yakko. Behind you, I'm behind you! Turn around this way. It's pitch black, I have no idea which way I'm facing. Hey, girl. There you are, Mio. This way, over here. Be careful, your field of vision is being limited. Right. Oh, things are getting fucking spooky. It's crazy in here. I mean, it was spooky before, but now it's like real. It's really spooky. Hey, Mia, what was that just now? Could it be another curse echo different from mine? I think so, yes. We may have been discovered by another curse bearer. Oh. What's wrong? Shh. Someone's there. In that classroom. What? Something moved inside. Well... It might be the curse bearer who used that curse echo just now. If we can see who it is, it might just help us decide what to do later. That's true. Okay. Be careful. Hold on, real quick. We're not on Tsutsujimi's route real quick. So just to be safe, I should probably turn this back down. I don't think he's here, it's just something that popped into my head. Well, can you see anything? Try and take a look around. Huh? Is that our homeroom teacher, Mr. Jonouchi? And the person with him is Hitomi from Class A? What? Oh my, what's going on here? That bastard! He's at it again! I have to kill him! Hey! Die, Mr. Jonouchi! What is this sound? Mayako, stop! You'll kill Hitomi too! I have to do something. Hey! Over there! Who's there? I was seen. It didn't work. Run! Hurry! Okay, just updated this one. Considers the students to be beneath him. Sheesh. Seems like they're not coming after us. Let's hope they didn't see our faces. But Yakko, what came over you all of a sudden? Sorry. Thanks for stopping me. It's like this uncontrollable rage suddenly welled up inside me. I don't know what's gotten into me. I can barely even remember what happened. I'm really sorry. I do think it's partly the curse's influence on you, but we certainly saw something shocking. My heart's still pounding. I'm a little surprised you know Hitomi from Class A. And she tends to stand out a lot. Gotcha. Well, she certainly does dress like a delinquent.
She barely shows up to school.
But could Mr. Jonouchi or Hitomi really be a curse bearer?
The screamer.
I don't know, but we should be careful just in case. Yakko? When I give the signal, run. Go straight for the entrance. Don't look back, no matter what. Huh? Why? Did something happen? Well, something happened, didn't it? What about you, Miho? I'll be fine. We'll meet up outside the school gates. If I'm not there in 10 minutes, go straight home, okay? Okay, go! Right! Don't look back. Don't look back. I have to get outside. Let's see. To get to the gates, I go by the gym and...
What are you doing, miss?
Yeah.
You shouldn't be here this late. Don't you know what time it is?
Oh, Mr. Ashimiya.
Well, if it isn't Lily Echo. Anyways, students ain't supposed to be outside playing around at night.
Makoto. I know you're rough around the edges, but I didn't take you for one to act out like this. Sorry, I forgot something back in the classroom.
No sass today, huh? Realize you were in the wrong, did you?
Yeah.
Forgot something in your classroom, huh? You're a piece of work.
Huh?
But you don't have nothing wrong with you.
Oh.
Wait, you do? What's that thing in your hand?
Huh? Well, this is what I forgot. I got it from my grandpa. It's really important to me.
Girls these days sure have weird tastes. Well, okay. Better head straight home if you're done. I won't tell on you. No, wait, I can't let you walk home alone this late. Alright, just wait a little. I'll hurry and lock things up.
Yeah, but... Oh, right. Mr. Jonouchi was actually looking for you inside the main building.
Was that? He's here right now? What's he thinking?
I don't know. He was in Class 3B on the second floor just a bit ago.
Well, I suppose that means I can't be locking up yet. Second floor, you said. I'll go take a peek. Back in a jiff.
My house is really close by. I'll be fine on my own. Really.
That's so. A snack shop, right? Suppose you'll be fine then. Be careful now, you hear? Stay on the big, well-lit streets. If something happens, shout fire.
Okay. You worry too much.
Well, we wouldn't want to be losing any more students. Though I imagine you'd know that better than anyone.
Yeah, you're right.
Two a.m.
Mia's late. I've been waiting for 20 to 30 minutes, but there's no sign of her. Huh? There's someone coming down the road. It's
that guy again.
Oh no, a teacher. It's Mr. Araishi. He looks on edge. I wonder what he's doing. Wait, he's the one who discovered the rite of resurrection. It wouldn't be strange for him to be involved with the curses. I wonder if he has a curse stone. What do I do? It's way past the 10 minutes Mio said she'd be here by. I managed to escape. I can't let that go to waste. I need to get out of here before anyone sees me.
Let's get home.
I'm home. Thank goodness. I don't think the walk has ever felt so long. Nobody will be able to use their curse once it's light outside. I need to go look for Mio as soon as it's morning. But for now, I need some rest.
Oh, this is still, interestingly enough, this one's still lit up. Actually, that's a lot of options. I don't know if I need to do that right now, actually. They're being, yeah, they aren't quite telling me, like, what I need to do, so I'll just leave that, I think, yeah. A bad end? Okay, I might just save that for my own time, then. Well, in that case, there's not much else left to do, so let's, try and get back here, I guess. See if we're allowed to progress.
So, what next?
The big question now is what the rest of the curse bearers are up to. Luckily, the Sumida River is a good distance from many of the 7 mysteries. It's unlikely the other curse bearers will come all the way here. I can finally have a moment to think.
I see. Alright. Excuse me? Where'd she come from? It's like she appeared out of nowhere. I didn't mean to startle you. I'm terribly sorry if I've gotten the wrong people, but would you happen to be curse bearers?
Curse bearers? What's that then?
Means someone who's gathering souls for the rites of resurrection. You have heard of the rites of resurrection, haven't you? Everybody's talking about it.
Color me intrigued. Care to tell me more, Miss, what was your name again?
Oh, silly me. I'm Ayame Tono. There's more to the rites of resurrection than meets the eye, you see. So the best way to collect soul dregs is to kill other curse bearers. And that's about the size of it. I hope it wasn't too much to follow.
No, I think I got the gist. Funny old world we live in, huh? So, are you saying you're one of those curse bearers?
No, well, not quite. It's complicated. I'm not, but Yutaro is.
Yutaro? Is that your boyfriend?
Oh, heavens no, he's just a friend. His full name is Yutaro Namigaki. We're, I suppose you could say partners in crime.
Funny way of putting it. So, where is this Yutaro now?
Well, about that, he's actually not a curse bearer anymore.
They have the same sense of style. I feel like she rocks it a little better.
He's more like a former curse bearer.
Former? How so?
I don't really know the details myself, but apparently he lost his curse stone. Typical, right? He makes such a show of being a top student only to flunk where it counts. So now I'm out here looking for curse bearers myself. If you want something done right.
He lost it? How'd he do that?
I wasn't with him at the time, so I don't know exactly what happened. All I know is that he came back saying he didn't have it anymore. Although, well, it's strange that you'd probe into that of all things.
I'm just a curious sort, that's all. Sorry if it's a touchy subject.
Oh, I don't mind. I don't particularly care about keeping it a secret. Yutaro can be a little irrational sometimes, so I just have to keep a level head on my shoulders.
Yeah, Yutaro kind of fumbled like crazy earlier. So anyway, you mind if I ask you why you thought I was a curse bearer?
Oh, that! I'm terribly sorry. I was so rude. I saw the two of you out late at night, and I suppose I made assumptions.
Gotcha. Sorry if we gave you the wrong idea. Out of interest, what was your plan if we did turn out to be curse bearers?
Great question. And the answer is, I was going to ask you very nicely for your curse stones.
And you thought we'd give them to you? Just like that?
Well, maybe not, but you know what they say, you never know until you ask.
You must really love your boyfriend if you're willing to try something that risky.
Oh goodness, no. We're just friends. My life doesn't revolve around him, you know. Anyway, you aren't curse bearers, so I'm just bothering you, aren't I? Please, ignore me.
So what are you trying to do with this rite of resurrection?
Well, Yutaro has his own plan all laid out. I don't know if I can get behind it, though. It seems, how do I put it, self-centered? I mean, if you've got a chance to resurrect the dead, it would be a waste not to use it on someone that really matters, right?
So I was planning to steal his curse stone at the last second and use it for myself. Well, until he lost it anyway. Oh, but don't tell Yutaro I was going to do that, okay? I don't think he'd be happy to hear it.
Of course. Keeping secrets is my business.
My, aren't you dashing?
Sounds like you really have your heart set on this ride. What were you hoping to use it on?
Do you promise you won't laugh?
Cross my heart.
Well then, let me tell you my master plan. Prepare to be amazed. I'm an art student, you see. Woodblock prints are my specialty. Ukiyo-e in particular.
Ukiyo-e, huh? You must be a cultured lady.
Really? Do you think so? Everyone says it's a strange interest for a girl to have. You know, people often think of ukiyo-e as inaccessible, a high-class art form. But that's totally untrue. Back in the Edo period, it was the art for the masses, amusement for the common people. So when you think about it, we feel exactly the same thrills from every brushstroke as they did back then. Isn't that fascinating?
Huh. Yeah, I guess.
And as far as I'm concerned, the undisputed king of ukiyo-e is the one and only Hokusai. Have you heard of him?
Sure I have. He's famous. Didn't he live somewhere around here back in the Edo period?
That's right. You're just as knowledgeable as you look. His 36 views of Mount Fuji are so iconic, they're the only works of his most people know. But Hokusai was so much more than just mountains and waves. That's only the teeny tiny tip of a veritable iceberg of work.
I gotta admit, I only really know him from those landscapes myself.
Oh, don't worry about it. Anyone can learn. When Hokusai died at the age of 90, he left behind over 30,000 drawings. That's multiple drawings of a day for 80 years. Amazing, right?
So he kept drawing right up into his old age, huh? Impressive.
But even in his final years, he was never satisfied with his own work. His dying words were, "Should heaven afford me but 5 more years, I shall finally become a true artist." Even on his deathbed, he still thought he had more to learn. He was already the greatest painter and artist of his era. Who knows what he could have done with more time? Well, that's what I want to find out.
Huh? Hold on, are you saying...
Besides, he always wanted to move out of 100 houses, but he only made it to 93. Isn't that just tragic?
Oh no. Nuh-uh. No way is this going where I think it's going.
Among the masterpieces he could create with modern technique. Imagine the masterpieces he could create with modern techniques. I feel all dizzy just thinking about it.
You've gotta be kidding me. So if I understand correctly, you want to use the rite of resurrection to...
That's right. I want to bring Hokusai back to life.
Well, that's certainly a novel idea.
That's what she'd use it on? What a waste. Oh gosh, is that the time? I should be going. I need to get my hands on a curse bearer before daybreak. Sorry for flagging you down out of the blue like that. Best of luck.
Odd girl. Well, there goes trouble. If we're going after cursed stones, we should keep an eye on her. 2 if we can.
Why do you say that?
I only have one eye. The hair is like, you never see under the hair for a reason. Before she left, she wished us best of luck. She's got at least an inkling that we're curse bearers.
My.
There's a good chance we'll clash sooner or later. We're after the same thing after all. You head on back to the mansion, ma'am. I think I'll tail her for a while. Bap. Let's keep going. 3 a.m.
Back here again. I left Richter to continue looking for curse bearers, and came home alone. Will this really be enough to gather the soul tracks I need? Well, if nobody uses any more curses, I'll lose my chance to bring him back.
Oh, shit. Number 5. Ooh, I've missed a few. Or maybe, you know, maybe I haven't seen the rest. I don't know. Bird up. Well, let's go inside. Why not? Aha! Huh. Alright. Well, that's chapter 1 for her. Let's move back to you guys. Let's get back to our cursed stone confiscators. Road. Road. Well, with this we'll have visited every place connected to 7 mysteries.
This is the last spot, eh? We got nothing to show for it. Even though every last location looks suspect from top to bottom.
Maybe we came at the wrong time. There might not have been any curse bearers around.
Sounds like we'll need to do another round before morning comes then.
Or maybe someone's been observing our movements. Don't be looking at me like that. Don't tell me it's actually a fucking Q ending scenario. I would shit. It's just a thought. Either way, we should check out this last place.
Let's hope we finally get a lead.
Oh, there he is, the dead man. Whoa! What the hell is this?
Is he dead?
Damn it, we were too late. Was this a curse too?
Hang on, I'm gonna call this in.
I'll leave it to you. I'm gonna take a look around.
Boss, bad news.
What is it?
Another mysterious death was reported in the area just now. The medical unit and forensics team are on their way, but it'll be a while before they arrive.
Ah, that is bad news. They got someone else.
You think this is the work of a curse bearer?
With suspicious deaths popping up one after another, we have to assume it is.
Shit.
Guess I'll be stuck waiting around for a while.
Huh? Boss, phone's ringing.
I wonder. What's this? There's something stuck to the side of the phone.
Come on, boss, that's not what we're supposed to be searching for.
Number 13. Well, we better go check it out.
You're right, but be careful. Could be a curse.
That one gets most people. Fair enough. Do sections of the story still gray out if there are birds left to find in them? I assume so, but I'm just curious. Hey, I said we. You expect me to go alone?
You're the one who gets tough against this stuff. Don't worry, boss, you can do it. Go on now.
Damn it. Hello? Kijibori Park phone booth. Evening, Detective Tsutsumi. How are things looking out there? Okay, only when you've done the important branches. Gotcha. Who is this?
I finally got him. The real deal. Detective Tetsuo Tsutsumi himself. Wait, that's Chief Inspector Tsutsumi now, isn't it?
You've come a long way since we last met. I asked you to identify yourself. Man, have you forgotten already? After all the time we spent together? What a time that was. As I recall, I gave you quite the runaround. Wait, is this... Okay. Fumichika Najima?
What? Did you say Fumichika Najima? Like the one from the murders?
Ding, 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 you've got it. I had a feeling the great Chief Tsutsumi would remember me. I spent 20 long years in a cell thanks to you. That shit was not easy. You should be thanking me. Should have given you plenty of time to think and atone for your sins.
That it did. I've repented. My conscience is as clean as a whistle. Bullshit. 20 years in prison doesn't even begin to make up for the shit you did. He gets pissed at you if you keep waiting. I don't know about that. After all, the justice system was gracious enough to grant me parole. What? If this is the real Fumichika Najima, he must still have a grudge against me for arresting him. So is this payback? Damn it! What is your goal? Now, you gotta understand. I've repented, seen the light. I've been a good boy since I was granted parole. I even got myself a job. I've been real serious about walking the right path. Well, that's very nice. Keep it up. But it was no good. When the opportunity arose, it was impossible to hold myself back. I knew I had to give you a little token of thanks, alright? Never truly be able to have a fresh start. You get what I'm saying? No thanks, I don't need anything. No need to do all that for me. Just try to live a quiet life. Oh, it's no hassle. No hassle at all. It would be all too easy to just kill you. Tear you apart. But that wouldn't be very satisfying. Certainly not after 20 fucking years of waiting. That's a long time to nurture a grudge. You fucking bet it is. I let it gnaw at me, grow inside of me. I thought of nothing else. All that time I played model prisoner, endured the harassment those asshole guards threw at me. And I did it all for you, Tsutsumi. So please, just accept my deepest and most sincere feelings. Sorry, but I'm afraid I don't feel the same way about you. Shut the fuck up! That attitude of yours is why I'm saving you for last. What are you planning? Whatever it is, bring it on. I'm not running away. I just told you I'm not coming for you yet. Pay attention to when people talk, shithead! You see, this time, I want to see you on your knees. Bayo, weeping in despair, begging me for mercy. Oh no, I'm so sorry, dear Nejima. Please forgive me. I won't do it again. Shut the fuck up! This is exactly why I've always hated you so fucking much. It was worth a shot. You really think that would sate me, asshole? You must be crazy. Well, then we're both crazy. We've got so much in common, we should be friends. Enjoy cracking your jokes while you still can. I'm going to kill everyone you care about, one by one, till there's no one left. Sorry to disappoint, but I'm a lone wolf. I don't have anyone like that in my life.
Boss, what about me? Oh wait, are you just trying to protect me, or?
There's not a single person you care about. I wonder what your sweet daughter would think if she were to hear that. Don't you fucking dare! I'm warning you! Very nice. This is more like it. She's living all on her own now, isn't she? Attending university and all. Such a good girl. Oh my. Don't tell me that she just happens to live in Honjo. She does? No, forget it. This isn't funny, asshole. I'm gonna find you. I'm gonna make you pay. I love it. Keep going. I want to hear you lose your mind. It's music to my ears. Fuck you! I look forward to chopping up your precious daughter. It'll be just like old times. I won't let that happen. How do you know where I am? That's my favorite part. The sound of confusion in your voice. It's to die for. This is delicious. I can't get enough. I'm not telling you shit! Have fun racking your tiny little brain for it! But I guess I could give you a little hint.
Go on.
Well, you see, I have the one-sided read. Tsutsumi, you have the Evergreen Beach, no?
Hajima! You're a curse bearer? You're using the power of the curse?
Indeed. And what a peculiar curse it is. But that's where my hints end.
God damn it! Curse Echo wouldn't have fallen into worse hands.
One more thing we should discuss. In fact, it's the most important thing.
I thought you were finally gonna shut up. I'm already sick of you, so I'll pass.
Oh, but you don't want to miss this. It's the main course. I could just go after your daughter, but something tells me you'd get bored.
No, I'm good. You got me real fired up. You're in my head. Well done.
This is a gift tailor-made for you. I'm going to kill all the people you swore to protect. Every last person living here.
You couldn't!
Oh, but with this curse of mine, I can. I'll give you until dusk. By then, I could probably get couple hundred people or so. And it'll all be your fault. Oh, it must be so hard to know they'll all die because of you. So tragic. It must be tearing you apart.
Don't fuck with me! There's no way an amateur like you can pull off a curse that strong.
Unfortunately for you, I absolutely can. My curse stone is a particularly strong one, which means I can have my fun without needing to hold back one bit. It's almost like the Feast of Shadows was cast just for me.
You're surprisingly well informed about this. Who was it that tipped you off?
Who knows?
How about I kill you myself first? How about I kill myself first and ruin all your fun? What about that, asshole?
Idiot. You think I'd call it off just because you were dead? There's no running away for you.
I'll find you. I won't let you get away with this, Najima.
You've got 12 hours. Do you really think your paltry little organization will be able to make a dent in my plans? Oh, the sacrifices made will be heavy. I can't wait to see you sobbing with regret. And I'll even have enough soul drugs to pull off the rites of resurrection. How splendid.
Wait, Najima, you're after the...
Anyway, see you around. Bye-bye now.
Boss! There we go. Did you catch all that?
Najima, what is he cooking? Planning?
Who knows? For now, we need to find him and get him into custody. Send word to HQ. But the fact that the 7 mysteries are wrapped up in this is gonna make things tricky.
You mean with Najima being a curse bearer?
Just our luck, really. It couldn't have been a worse guy. Sounds like his curse will be able to kill a lot of people at once.
I'd like to avoid getting our investigators caught in the crossfire.
Use him to find out where he is. But then we're going in alone. Just try to collect as many curse stones as we can before then. Let's hurry.
Aye aye, boss.
Later, it was reported that a total of 3 suspicious deaths were discovered that night. Najima's threats, along with the curses, were kept secret from the general public. However, the Honjo serial killing still made international headlines following the death of police officer Hajime Yoshimi. At Tsutsumi's request, a large-scale investigation was launched into Fumichika Najima's whereabouts. Tsutsumi and Area themselves spent the rest of the night looking for the curse bearers in the area, but their search ended in vain. Also, how much fucking budget did they give the composer? They were just like, here, take unlimited money. Just compose every genre and compose them at, like, top quality. Like, Jesus Christ. And with that, the curtain closed on that cursed night. "12 hours to sunset. Whoa. Alright, that's all their Chapter 1 branches done.
keep going, but I'm gonna take a quick BRB before I continue into the chapter 2 stuff. So I will be back in a little bit. I just need to get some water and stretch, all that jazz. So I'll be back in a bit. Okay, we're back. Sorry about the extended wait. Got a little distracted with something else. But we're back now. We're back. So everything should be fine. We're gonna continue going down this path until they lock me out. So let's see. Could be 2 minutes into this, could be 10 minutes into this, but I'm sure they will at some point. Let's keep going for now, though.
Sorry for the wait, boss, but I managed to gather some information.
Took you long enough.
Things at the station were pretty hectic, but I managed to get some info. Let me fill you in.
Thanks. Floor's yours.
A total of 3 mysterious deaths were confirmed in the area, including the one in this park. So let's start with that one. The young man we found here. He'd been identified as Shogo Oki, 25 years older. Regular old office worker who worked around here. He died of asphyxiation due to water in the lungs. He drowned.
He drowned in the middle of the park? That's not possible. Gotta be a curse we're dealing with here.
About that, boss, isn't this park associated with one of the 7 mysteries, too?
Yeah, the Whispering Canal.
It does seem like there'd be a link between a canal and death by drowning, don't you think?
Sharp thinking, Ariel. You're starting to get the hang of this. So let's assume they're related. What's next?
Before that, the body of a woman was found behind a residential complex in Kamizawa. Victim was identified as Tawaka Hayashi, 29 years old, an office worker who lived on her own in the area. As for the cause of death, well,
yes?
the entirety of her body was crushed by some kind of strong external force. No murder weapon was discovered in the area, but considering the way she was found, looking for something large, flat, and heavy that could have crushed her in one fell swoop.
Hang on, are you saying she was stepped on?
That's not his. That's the. That sounds like it would be, but it's not. I just need to like hear. I just need to read them all again. Fatal fall. Okay, I didn't actually know that one. I should probably be reading these more closely. Burning. Oh, no, wait, no, it was. I just got confused because the fucking thing is, the command is wash, so I was, like, confused. I was like, why would that be the thing? No, okay, so it is that. Okay. Because that's what it's called, Perry, you doofus. But, like, the term and, like, what it does kind of mixed together in my mind, so I was like, eh. Exactly. Crushing is the foot washing mansion's modus operandi. The place the body was discovered is also known to be related to the mysteries.
Is Namagaki's doing? Shit, I knew he'd use it.
Judging by the amount of soul dregs, the victim was just a regular person and not a curse bearer.
I guess we should report this to the Paranormal Affairs.
Got it. As for the third victim, he was identified as Kohei Jonouchi, 32, a teacher at Komagata High. He was found in the school's courtyard. External trauma from a fall or heavy blow. The impact crushed his arms and legs. As he was in the middle of the courtyard, he couldn't have fallen from the gymnasium or the main building.
Teacher dying at school.
I just read it. It's Fools, isn't it? I'm 90% sure. Yeah, okay. I just read it and it already escaped my mind. Jeez. Right. It's where the Fool's procession is supposed to be. It's too big of a coincidence. We can't rule out the possibility this death was also the work of a curse. I see. Either way, it seems all 3 victims could be tied to the 7 mysteries.
There's probably a curse bearer at the center of it all, pulling the strings. But you got a point. All these strange deaths do point in one direction.
That's right, and Hajime's case wasn't all that different either. God, just sidebar real quick. I wish I could do, like, more scrappy, sketchy looking line art like this. It looks so fucking good. It looks so nice.
He also died of mysterious causes in a place connected to the 7 mysteries.
I mean, I guess I could train myself, but that's so much work. But I'll probably like give it a try with an experiment at some point or some such. This game is a very nice art style, so you know. Problem is that the timing doesn't match up. He died before the curses were activated.
Could he have been hit by a different curse? One that didn't have anything to do with the 7 mysteries?
That's a thought. But if that was the case, we'd be dealing with a powerful practitioner. One who could pull off a curse like that without using a curse stone.
All bets are off. It's been delayed by 1 year so I can study the Paranormasight art style and apply it to the project. I don't think I'm gonna do that, but you know, it would be fun to give it a little shake.
There aren't many people in this day and age who could do something like that.
Oh, really? I see. I don't know too much about that stuff.
I'd be more surprised if you did.
Well, looking at these deaths, it seems like many of the curse bearers acted last night.
We can't rule out that there were more killings from which the bodies haven't been found.
Yikes. I hadn't thought of that. I mean, rubbish, yeah, to be fair, I play too many. I need to find a terrible visual novel. That's the code that I need to crack.
That's actually going to be incredibly hard because I don't even think Zero Time Dilemma is terrible. I just think it's like kind of funny. Honestly, as long as a game entertains me, I can find enjoyment in it. Really, the closest thing I have is Layton's Mystery Journey. I'll find some terrible ones. Hey, wait, no. I like hearing about the stuff you like. But there is one silver lining. Judging by my own curse stone, it seems that the curses can't be activated while the sun's out. Ollie and I actually did have a plan at one point to check out the Danganronpa thing as a joke, but nothing ever came of that, and I'm kind of scared to bring it up to him again. Exactly. It's also likely why Najima gave us till dusk.
Ah, he must have known the curse stones couldn't be used during the day.
Oh, you were talking about that one, not Danganronpa S. Okay, I got my wires crossed. Me and Ollie were talking about Danganronpa S. I didn't read the ripoff part. I read Shitty Island Danganronpa game, and I was like, oh, okay. But yeah, no, I've heard about that one. I haven't looked into it. Either way, we got till nightfall to settle this. It's time we flushed out the other curse bearers.
Aye, boss. Let's do it. At the moment, we only know the identity of 4 curse bearers, you included. Utaro Namagaki of the Foot Washing Mansion, Hideki Araishi, the Ever-Burning Lantern. Why the I'm not gonna... Hold on. No, don't say it, Barry. We got both of their curse stones. And then there's Najima, who claims he has the one-sided read.
Yeah, that about sums it up.
We better figure out who the remaining 5 are and quick. How should we go about looking for them?
There's no point in searching blindly without a lead. Let's focus on other things for now. Tracking down Najima may lead us to the other curse bearers as well. Either way, he should be our top priority. He could do some real damage if we don't get him. I also want to look a little more into Yoshimi. I got a feeling there's some connection there.
Aye, boss. Sounds like we got our work cut out for us. I asked around to meet at Community Safety Bureau where Yoshimi was stationed. It seems like he was investigating the apparent suicide of a girl named Michio Shiraishi.
Ah, yeah, I heard about that.
He was trying to determine whether it was really a suicide, looking into the height of the building, the force of the impact, her wounds, all of that. He must have suspected some kind of foul play, because he ordered a full investigation. But it had already been deemed a suicide, and his superiors told him not to go stirring things up.
Huh. What was the evidence?
Well, according to this report I found at his desk last night, the body was found at the foot of a building, a ways away from the road.
There was no evidence of vehicular collision, so it was ruled a suicide, but...
Oh yeah, I may have my events crossed weirdly. I think maybe it was mentioned early on in the stream before you came in, maybe. But I might be misremembering. But he thought there was more to it.
Yes, a truck or other flat-faced vehicle traveling at high speeds could have inflicted similar damage. In other words, sometimes like a traffic accident can look an awful lot like a fall.
So there's a chance that it wasn't a suicide.
What a terrible way to go. There were no brake marks on the road, meaning that it would have been a hit and run. The vehicle would have hit her without slowing down at all.
This is turning into quite the grisly case. But the vehicle couldn't have come from a collision like that unscathed.
Exactly, so I asked the traffic bureau to keep an eye out for any vehicles with frontal damage. But I haven't heard back from them yet. I don't think they're looking very hard.
So we've got no proof. That said, if it was a traffic accident rather than a suicide, it's possible that someone silenced Yoshimi because he was on the verge of discovering the truth.
That's true. You think the driver is the one who did him in?
Not quite. Yoshimi had already talked to forensics in the traffic bureau, right? His death wouldn't have covered things up.
You're right on that. Even if the suicide was a cover-up for a hit and run, it doesn't seem like enough reason to kill a cop. Oh, that's right, unrelated, but I got something else too. I managed to get a hold of Michio Shiraichi's address. Yoshimi went there a bunch over the course of his investigation. Might be a good idea for us to drop by too.
Good thinking. Hopefully that'll give us some more leads. Alright, let's move on to the next topic.
Remember the girl Yoshimi met with the day he died? One Hitomi Okuda? They say he didn't have any contact information for her on hand.
Not even address?
Well, they had her parents' information, but when I called, they said they hadn't heard from her in a month. Lots of family issues from the sound of it. They even said they didn't want anything to do with her anymore. That said, she still goes to school once in a while, so we might be able to find her there.
Not sure we have the time for a stakeout right now.
But she could be a key witness.
Can't we have the community safety track down for us?
We can ask, but it might be tricky to get it done today. For starters, Komagata High School's closed today.
Ah, because of the teacher that died.
That's right.
Alright, but if it's not something we can do today, we may have to forget about it. Let's move on then.
I got some information about Yoshimi's fiance. Her name is Mayo Shozawa, 27 years old. She works as a beautician in the area. Look, even managed to get a picture of her. Sure is a beauty. But,
Oh boy, here it comes. But what?
Community Safety hasn't been able to contact her since Yoshimi died. Not by phone or at a house. In other words, no response. Dead silence.
There it is. Can't things just be easy for once? It's definitely starting to look suspect. A crime of passion, perhaps.
It is fairly common for people to be killed by a lover or spouse, but Yoshimi was well liked, and they'd been together for over 10 years.
You never know. Things could be different behind closed doors.
Yeah, I guess so.
We'll have to consider the opposite scenario, too. It could be that the same person who was out for Yoshimi is after his fiancée as well. She could be in danger.
You're right. Either way, she's important to the case. HQ already has people looking for her. We'll know as soon as she's found. HQ has mobilized a search unit for Najima, but so far we haven't received any word.
Guessing he wasn't at home or work?
About that, apparently he vacated his last known address a week ago.
Serious? So we have no idea where he lives.
It gets worse. I checked in with the factory he was working at, and they told me he was only there for a month before he quit.
Hold on a second. You're telling me nobody caught that?
Well, I had the same thought, so I spoke to his probation officer. Turns out he'd been doing house visits and interviews, but he never bothered checking on his workplace. He also said he'd lost track of Najima when he moved to a new place.
Jeez, that's just sloppy.
I'd heard that they're giving parole to just about anyone these days because they're running out of room in the prisons. Which also means that there aren't enough probation officers to go around. He was probably overworked.
So Najima got the fuck about unsupervised. God damn it! That asshole's annoyingly good at faking remorse. Or insanity. Whatever the situation calls for. Back when I arrested him all those years ago, just talking to him left a bad taste in my mouth.
He's probably hiding under a false name, which will make it hard to track him down. That explains why he so brazenly made contact.
That asshole. He's mocking us.
Well, for now, the paperwork to circulate his name and mugshot is being filed.
It'll take way too long. We only have till dusk.
Speaking of Najima,
Yeah?
did you manage to reach your daughter? It'd probably be best to put her into protective custody as soon as possible.
Not yet. Can't reach her. They called, but she's not picking up. Wasn't home when they went to the house either.
That's not good. Does that mean she never came home? Why weren't you the one trying to reach her?
Shut up. I don't have her contact info, alright?
Damn, she really doesn't trust you, huh?
Either way, I told her mother that it was an emergency and that we'd send an officer to find her and get her to safety. She was real reluctant, but I got her to agree.
I guess that explains why you got divorced. But if you, her former father, can't find her, then how the hell did Najima do it?
Former, yeah. That cuts deep.
Yeah, sorry, it just kinda slipped out.
Anyway, I suspect it has something to do with his curse echo.
Back on topic already, huh?
He said his curse could kill a lot of people in a short time. I guess that explains why you... Yeah, he did, basically. Yeah, fucking jeez, man. It may even allow him to act from a distance.
I see.
A one-sided read. What was that story about again?
Something about a man stalking a woman who goes insane and chops her up.
Right. One of the more gruesome of the mysteries.
As for Najima's whereabouts, all we can do is throw more people at it till we find something. I'll check in with HQ frequently to see if they got any updates. And that's about it.
Oh, the funky music is back.
Shall we continue our investigation? We could go to Komagata High School to look into Hitomi Okuda. Or Michio Shiraishi's house to find out more about her.
There's a lot we need to do. Not what we can do. It ain't looking good. We're gonna run out of time if we don't do something. Gotta keep moving.
Honestly, nobody even needs to pay channel points for that one. That one's going on the pre-stream playlist regardless. Alright. Seems like Michio's house is at the end of the road. We don't want to intimidate him, so maybe I should go alone.
Now we're just checking the Shiraishi house at the end of the road. Street's real narrow, so two big guys like us would stick out like a pair of sore thumbs. So, Shiraishi house. Chance that Michio didn't actually kill herself. Might be for the best if we didn't find her parents.
Here we are, Komagata High. Class is suspended for a day, so the students are just kind of wandering around. Okay. Losing a dead teacher has also attracted a fair share of rubberneckers. The atmosphere is kind of tense with this many cops around. School gate will stay locked while forensics inspects the scene of the incident. Looks like they're still busy. Let's talk to the person in charge later. This place isn't only connected to the case just because the students were under Yoshimi's jurisdiction. Also cited the Fool's Procession, and of course where that teacher was killed. Seems a likely place to find some clues, don't you think? Alright, speaking of schools.
What is it?
You said Paranormal Affairs can't help us right now. So why don't we get that psychic high school that you mentioned to help us? A lot of the people involved in this case lead back to this school anyway, so it might make things easier to have them with us.
For a guy who questioned me on the legality of working with him, you sure seem eager to exploit underage labor.
Hey, who said anything about exploiting them? I just want to give our young experts the opportunity to shine.
When did you become such a smooth talker? Anyway, I'm afraid I don't know where they are.
Oh, I see. Well, I wonder if there's anyone who could help us scout the area. Omega Heights Gymnasium also serves as a polling place and evacuation center. A lot of the buildings around here are still made of wood, but this place looks safe and sturdy. Yoshimi also looked out for these students as the Sumida City officer. Juvenile delinquency has been a growing problem for years, and this school's no exception. Where else to click? I wonder if there's anyone who can help us scout the area. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Something on my shirt. Don't tell me I stink.
I mean, I would think, you know, fellow officer maybe, but it doesn't seem like I can click on any of these shadow people. A perfectly reasonable time for students to be at school, and yet I doubt this will be that simple.
Bonk. Well, nothing doing, I suppose. Let's go back to the neighborhood, see if we can pick up anything else.
I think you're stuck until you advance other plots.
I mean, I suppose, but
They've told me until now. Back when they told me before when I hit a roadblock is the thing. So I guess I was just a little thrown off, I guess.
must have really crammed together in these narrow alleyways.
Strangers like us walking through definitely stand out.
It really feels like old Tokyo. Quiet. This place is normally pretty lively, full of people coming and going. It's like everyone's decided to stay inside because of the recent incidents.
But yeah, it does kind of seem like I can't do much at all, so...
I should probably, yeah.
There wasn't too much going on there anyway. I can restart it. I can restart that bit, no problem.
Let's go back to Haruhi and Richter. Why not? Good morning, ma'am. How are you feeling?
I'm fine. Hope we can make good progress today.
How's your curse stone looking?
I haven't felt anything from it since sunrise.
Interesting. It's possible its powers could only be unleashed at night, then.
Aside, why are you so late this morning?
There are unfortunately some things that can't be investigated while the world slumbers. But I did get some research done in what limited time I had.
Very well. Let's talk.
By the way, there's something I wanted to talk to you about.
And what's that?
Our current plan is to steal a curse stone that's already absorbed soul dregs, but I'm wondering if it would be suffice to not steal, but instead negotiate with the curse bearer and have them use the right for our purposes.
Oh? I mean, I suppose that would accomplish the same, but do you think it's possible?
So long as we offer compensation, it may prove much easier than you'd expect.
Compensation?
Cash, for instance. That wouldn't be off the table for a family as rich as the Shigemas, would it?
Of course. Why, any amount would be fine if it'd get the job done. I won't let monetary matters lead me to regrets the way it did back with the ransom.
Okay, with that option on the table, let's figure out our strategy.
You have a curse bearer with whom we can negotiate in mind?
Not yet. Surprisingly, it seems the other curse bearers haven't been that proactive about collecting soul dregs. Did you see the news this morning?
No, I haven't.
Overnight, 3 mysterious deaths were reported in this area. They've yet to announce the identities of the bodies found. They've been nicknamed the Honjo serial killings. It's garnered quite some attention on the streets.
Oh my. Only 3?
That's what I thought. Even if the victims were curse bearers, just 1 or 2 wouldn't be enough soul dregs. And for what those curse stones are capable of, a mere 3 victims seems a little low. With this activity all through the night, the curse bearers must be a cautious bunch.
What's holding them back? Are we not all after the power of resurrection?
There may still be some undiscovered victims, but it doesn't seem like anyone has gathered enough soul dregs yet.
Yeah, we just kind of got lucky.
And
And even still, like, that was... None of that, like, because of the timeline split, none of that actually happened. Might have to set up some bait to spur them into action. And then we offer them the deal. Now, the curse bearers seem very proactive. What situation could be with the mastermind who kicked it all off intended?
Well, that's an interesting theory. You think there's someone behind all this?
You mentioned on hearing an agonized voice telling you to kill when you first obtained the curse stone. Doesn't sound like a coincidence to me. Someone agitated the curses in this area on purpose, and they're likely after the rite of resurrection as well.
So you're thinking this person is not one of the curse bearers?
Got a sharp mind, ma'am. Though it might seem obvious for the mastermind to become a curse bearer and collect soul dregs if they were after the rite, that would be very risky, since as a curse bearer, they themselves would become a target.
So it would actually be more convenient for them if the curse bearers moved less aggressively.
That's right. But despite that, they've been inciting the curse bearers to commit murders. Why? Let's consider this. What if the mastermind isn't trying to collect soul dregs themselves?
And their intention was also to steal the souls while the other curse bearers compete with each other from the start?
Sitting back and observing from the sidelines is the safer course of action. Which is why I figured it best for us to attempt the same strategy.
So how should we do it?
There's still reason to suspect the mastermind could be a curse bearer themselves. To be honest, I want to keep my distance from whoever it is. There's no telling what kind of power they might possess. Whether our aim is to negotiate or steal, we'll have to outpace the mastermind in making contact with the other curse bearers.
How do you suppose we do so?
At this point, all we can do is search.
If there's a mastermind inciting the curse bearers to collect soul dregs, can we be sure there even is a rite of resurrection?
Good question. The rite could be nothing but a myth fabricated to spur the curse bearers into action. Seeing it might be for naught. You want to give up, ma'am?
Never.
Understood. After all, we'll never know the truth unless we see it for ourselves. But we'll do it without using the curses ourselves. By the way, I met a few people who seemed like potential curse bearers last night. I did some investigating into all of them, but I only managed to get detailed information on 2.
You're quick. I suppose that's to be expected from an investigator extraordinaire.
I appreciate the flattery. First, there's Ayame Tono, the girl we talked to before. Though she isn't a curse bearer herself. She's a student attending T University of Art. She currently lives alone in an apartment near Midoricho Park.
You even determined her address? You're not one to be underestimated, Mr. Investigator Extraordinaire.
I called every single university with Yukioi in the curriculum, pretending to be her parent. I went around to check on her place on the way here. Doesn't seem like she returned home last night. I'm worried she might run into some trouble.
Didn't you attempt to follow her last night?
I'm embarrassed to say, but I couldn't. She shook me. I couldn't keep track of her.
And here I thought you were an investigator extraordinaire.
I'd like to learn more about her, but it would take some time. She's planning to steal the curse stones, just like us. It's best we act carefully around her. What about the other one? Next is the tall man dressed in black, man near Kinshicho. He stood out with the way he dressed. I managed to get some good info from him.
Impressive.
What can I say? He works as a secretary to Hihaku Soap's chairwoman, Takumi Yumioka. Hihaku Soap's headquarters and factories are both located in Honjo, correct?
Yeah, they've been here for a while, but it's only in the past 10 years the company has shown significant growth.
I remember seeing the chairwoman on the news a few years back. She seems to be very shrewd. With the increase in sales, I assumed she'd want her factories running at full capacity. But with the harsh restrictions against industrial waste, a lot of the factories with older equipment had to be shut down. Takumi is alive. A small price to pay for a branch where we can investigate with Richter, I suppose.
Even 10 years ago, there were many companies complaining about chemical plants dumping waste into the water.
Most companies back then were more concerned with making a profit than protecting the environment. I wonder what a man working for such a company would have been up to in the middle of the night. On the way here, I stopped by the company's headquarters, but they hadn't started for the day. Should have better luck later.
Let's hope you will. Perhaps you're interested in seeing if the right would be beneficial for their product research into beauty and skincare?
Now that's an interesting thought. I ran into one more suspicious young man last night.
This one seemed to be out collecting soul drinks, right?
Indeed. Couldn't get a good look at him though, and I couldn't gather enough intel to properly identify him.
Well, that's a shame.
But I can make an educated guess.
Oh?
You know that researcher who discovered the ancient text on the Rite of Resurrection? The one that lives near here? His name's Hideki Araishi.
Oh my, he's involved? How awfully suspect. Considering his background, could he be the one who initiated this?
I think it's possible, yes. Which is why I decided to refrain from making contact with him for the time being. Safety first.
Understandable.
Of course, I want to learn more, but this isn't the right time to focus on it. I prefer to ascertain who else is the curse bearer. First, I'll return to her Hihakuso to see that man in black. That course is down on South Warigesui Street. I learned something new about the criminal involved with the kidnapping. It concerns the serial killings. There was a body found at Komagata High School. The person was identified as a school teacher, Kohei Jonouchi.
You think he was a curse bearer?
Not sure. It's possible. Regardless, it means the two people who knew the truth about the kidnapping are both dead.
Just when we were getting somewhere.
It isn't enough to make me give up, of course. Still, we don't know anything about Michio Shiraishi's residence. It'd be wise to pay it a visit.
Understood.
In addition to the 3 victims associated with the serial killings, here's Michio Shiraishi, who reportedly committed suicide. The police officer who died at the former Yasuda Gardens. If strange deaths continue occurring like so, they're bound to inspire strange rumors.
But those last 2 have nothing to do with the 7 mysteries, no?
It's true, both occurred a week before this accursed situation began. Still, it cannot be ruled out. It's possible that the mastermind was involved even with those killings.
How?
What if there were preliminary steps to awakening the 7 mysteries' curses? Can we really assume they're unrelated just because the timing doesn't match up? Or rather, the police officer's death is so baffling that it'd be easier if it were connected to these curses. The victim wasn't the type to be caught off guard easily.
You seem to know a lot about this.
I suppose we weren't strangers. My personal feelings might be wrapped up in this one too.
I see. If you were to investigate this matter more, you might get a lead on the mastermind.
You're right. If we wish to focus on the mastermind's identity, this will be a fine starting point. We might even discover more deaths related to the curses on the way. We should pay attention to today's news. Well, that's all I have to report. Shall we continue our investigation? What do you want to do? Still can't use the curse stone. Taking a walk should be a fine place to start. God, I'm sorry. The artist who drew Richter wanted him so badly.
Right, let's go together. I want to see what's going on for myself.
In that case, I'll trust you to decide on where we should go, ma'am. I can't blame them. No, and it would be hypocritical for me to do so, considering I'm kind of the same with some of my characters. Okay, but I was just I'm just saying. Here we are at Ground Zero, Komagata High School. I guess it's logical the police got this place shut down. Teacher's body was found here after all. If the students have nowhere to go now that the school's closed. Yeah, really, there's no need. Hold on. Just a sec. Yeah, they even line up. They even line up timeline-wise. Hold on. Didn't mean to click that. No? Damn. Okay. Wouldn't have put it past them to like have them both, to, like make both of them line up in the same location or something and have something happen there. I don't know. Oh well. Right train of thought? Okay. 2 people have died. A teacher named Kohei Jonouchi and a student, Michio. Is there anything else to be gathered here? Well, there's only a certain handful of things I can do to be completely fair. This place is said to be connected with the story of the Fool's Procession. Won't be surprised if a curse bearer decided to turn up. However, I need to find out if that teacher was a curse bearer or not. I expect the police to be baffled since they don't know about the curses. I can ask around and see what the students have to say. Sure. Alright, I'll go ask.
Whoosh.
I'm back, ma'am.
So what did you learn?
And school kids sure love a good rumor. I was practically drowning in stories about Miss Jonouchi and Michio, most of which seemed dubious at best.
Not surprising.
Most of what I heard was hardly worth a second thought. There was one story that caught my attention.
Oh?
Some believe that Michio is the one who killed Mr. Jonouchi.
Really?
Story's got 2 pieces of evidence to back it up. One of them wasn't news to me. Apparently he's been mumbling that Michio was gonna kill him for some days now. Well, the teacher overheard his mumbling and told the students.
It spread like wildfire, I suppose? Rumors don't stay secret for long.
As for the other piece of evidence, a pigtailed girl in her school uniform was seen around school late last night.
Go on.
Although numerous people claim to have seen the girl, not one saw her face. Some are proposing it was Michio brought back to life, or that was her vengeful spirit. Well, it's not like Michio's the only high school girl to wear pigtails. This rumor might have been made up just to fan the flames.
But if it were true, I'd want to get a hold of her in order to hear her side of the kidnapping.
If she's alive, that'd be ideal. There's still one more thing I should mention. I discovered where Michio lived. A student had a list of student addresses on hand.
That's an amazing find.
I believe all the students actually have a copy of said list. It truly worries me how easy it was to obtain what should be confidential information. Imagine what would happen if that information got into the wrong hands.
So far it hasn't, no?
Sure. Let's hope it stays that way. Yeah, the cast and the writing has been like especially sharp so far. Yeah. I've been a big fan of most of these characters and everything going on. It's been real good. In the meantime, it's now possible for us to visit Michio Shiraishi's house.
Yoink.
Well, let's check it out.
How'd it go?
I went to visit Michio Shiraishi's family home. However, no one seemed to be there. Got no answer at the door and the lights were out. Seems to have been empty for a while now. There's a stack of newspapers out front. Social connections run deep in working class areas like this place, so I decided to talk to the locals. And a few nice old ladies who were kind enough to give me the scoop. Turns out the Shiraishi's reputation really went down the dumps this past year.
Is that so?
I'll give you the quick summary. They moved here about 3 years ago. Their previous residence was in a better part of town. Michio's father died in a car accident, leaving behind just the 2 of them. Michio's mom, Toshiko, now a single mother, relocated here. At first, they got along with their neighbors, many of which were in similar situations, helping and being helped in turn.
So far so good. What happened?
Well, as I said, their reputation began to go downhill about a year ago. A man recognized Toshiko's common-law husband had moved into the household. His name was apparently Kankichiro Iwai. Neighborhood gossip is something else. Somehow everyone knew his name.
So what of this UI character?
He was apparently a vulgar fellow with a criminal record.
He was prone to violent outbursts. Neighbors often heard screams and shouting coming from the home. The neighbors took particular notice of Toshiko's screams, pleading with him to not hit Michio.
That's terrible.
As if that wasn't unsettling enough, every night the neighbors also began to hear an eerie chanting. Through this, the shiraishi standing in the neighborhood plummeted rapidly. Toshiko was often seen covered in bruises and wounds. She stopped responding to her neighbors. Just turned the other way when greeted. They kept their storm shutters closed even during the day, effectively shut themselves away from the entire community.
That sounds horrible. Why didn't the police step in and do something?
Unfortunately, under our current laws, the police aren't allowed to get involved with domestic disputes.
That's awful.
And then Michio reportedly killed herself. Things only got worse with Iwai, and Toshiko was admitted to the hospital for physical and mental abuse. Ever since, Iwai hasn't returned to the home. Many locals expressed sympathy for Michio's circumstances, but just as many were fed up with the shiraishis entirely and seemed relieved that things finally quieted down again. Seems that they were still considered outsiders, even after 3 years of living here.
I don't understand it. Why would Toshiko have gotten involved with such a brutish good-for-nothing in the first place?
Heard many stories where one partner's personality does a complete turn after entering a relationship. After her first husband's death, Toshiko's financial situation also took a turn for the worse. She was determined to send her daughter to a good high school. It's possible she fell victim to sweet promises.
Life can be tough, I suppose.
You don't seem moved by the story, ma'am. That's fine. People have all kinds of stories. Shirashi certainly hadn't lucked out with theirs. Bring such a violent man into it.
Never liked these messy and cluttered back streets. I get the jitters every time. Reassuring to have someone as strong and tall as Richter accompanying me. He looks so unfazed. I suppose a detective is used to this kind of thing. Always investigating and chasing criminals. I wouldn't be cut out for it.
Well, let's check out the other two places. The Hihaku Soap's headquarters on the other side of are on the other side of Warageshi Street. They were closed when I visited this morning, but it appears things are up and running now. First, I need to confirm whether Takumi is the man I ran into last night. Then I'll be able to determine if he's a curse bearer. It'll be better if I go inside alone. You should walk around, visit a cafe for some tea, perhaps. It'll be better if I go inside alone, okay.
To think a small soap-making company could grow so much in such a short time. They have factories and warehouses throughout the area now. You can see why director and now chairwoman Natsue Yamamori is called the Queen.
Oh, bets are off reference. Ooh. Collected all information on persons of interest. Oh, already, huh?
You mentioned that Takumi works as her secretary.
That's correct.
Do you think it's possible he's acting on her orders?
That's exactly my thinking. A curse bearer of both money and power could certainly look at resurrection as their next prize. Negotiating with a person of that stature may prove difficult. I'm gonna go in. It may be a while, so feel free to find somewhere to kill the time.
Okay, good luck in there.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
How'd it go?
I'll fast forward to the conclusion. I met with Takumi. There's no doubt he's the same man I saw last night. Doesn't seem like he's a curse bearer. Doesn't mean he has no connection to recent curses. He knew about the 7 mysteries. He even guessed we have a curse stone of our own.
Excuse me?
Tried to approach Takumi about a fallen item after I ran into him last night. However, you said your name was Richter, correct? I have a favor I'd like to ask of you. I'm hoping you would hand over the curse stone in your possession. Curse stone? What are you on about? There's no need to play dumb with me. In fact, there's no time for it.
I had all the same reason you did to think you were a curse bearer last night. And your arrival here only confirms it. You are a curse bearer. No? You're right. We lack time. I'll confess, I'm a curse bearer. Possess the curse stone of the haunting clappers. I'm glad to hear the truth. Finally, this conversation is worthwhile. God, you suck. It's a dangerous item you hold. Give it to me. My company will take responsibility to dispose of it. I didn't know the soap business specialized in scrubbing curses clean. It's the prerogative of Miss Yamamori. Is that so? Assuming you've obtained the curse, you understand the power it involves, no? Miss Yamamori possesses supernatural powers akin to those of a god. She also has a deep love for this land, having transformed it from the pile of dirt it once was to the home of our headquarters. She cannot stomach the fact that it's now the site of these curses run rampant. So you're telling me the Queen of Hihaku's a real-life witch? She wouldn't appreciate being called that, mind you. There's a sorcerer by the name of Suigen Gamyoto who's gallantly working behind the scenes, exorcising spirits and the like. Go on. That being so, there have already been instances of the dead coming back to life. Do you understand the urgency of this matter? These are curses we're speaking of. Tools which are used by wicked beings to possess people. The rite of resurrection is nothing but a fabrication meant to seduce the curse bearers into unspeakable action. If you truly understand what I'm talking about, you must hand over that curse stone at once. Very interesting. With that said, just how many curse stones have you acquired so far? If what you tell me is true, surely the company would have launched a large-scale search by now. We have 6. 6? Whoa, I can rest easy then. I don't think the math checks out on that. And here I thought I was at risk of being cursed. Seems we are on the same page. If that is the case, you should hand over your curse stone immediately. I'm sorry to disappoint you, but it's not actually in my possession at the moment. Considering its importance, I've been keeping it in hiding. Really now? Then I'll accompany you while you retrieve it. I'm sorry, but I've got something important to attend to. But I promise I will return with it later. Very well. Then you won't refuse to provide your address and telephone number, I presume. How prudent of you. I'll oblige. God, you know, I kind of wish killing him in the prologue was canon now. Like, just leave that as canon and everything else. And that's how it went.
So they aren't after the ride after all.
I wouldn't be so quick to trust him.
Oh?
I believe we're dealing with a master in deception. He may well have made up a story to convince us to part ways with our stone. I think he was lying about having procured 6 stones as well. Like, really? 6? That's excessive.
Well, now I feel gullible.
The company is plotting something. I wonder what they mean to do with the curse stones. He seemed rather desperate to get a hold of ours, despite us having not collected any soldiers. Perhaps the people of Hihaku are the masterminds behind the curses being unleashed.
Because the chairwoman's a witch?
I wonder about that too. If she really were that powerful, would her secretary have divulged that information casually? Takumi was either making it up as he went, or he's trying to spread a rumor.
For what purpose would he do that?
Recently, people have caught up about the occult more than ever before. If word spreads that Hihaku's chairwoman has godlike powers, she could very well benefit socially and politically from that mystique.
That's unsettling.
By the way, there's one more thing of interest I heard while in the company's reception lobby.
And what's that?
People were discussing whether one of the bodies found in the morning was a Hihaku employee.
Really?
So long as the officials haven't revealed the identity, it all amounts to no more than speculation, though. Despite that, I've reason to believe Hihaku Soaps is deeply involved with the 7 mysteries. At the very least, I can assure you I've gathered that much. The
more we know, the better our negotiations will go.
Very well, then.
We need to stay one step ahead. Well, we haven't gotten to the park yet, so let's try that, I guess. We're here. This is Midoricho Park. Ayame Tono lives around here. She wasn't in her apartment when I dropped by this morning. Wonder if it's worth checking again. We won't get much done standing around here. Why don't I go and check out the apartment?
You don't mean to speak with her, do you?
No, I'd prefer to get an idea of what she's been up to. I'd like to see where she's been home or not, just to potentially get a trace on her movements.
Then be my guest.
Okay, shouldn't be long. I'm back, ma'am.
So, nothing?
I'm afraid so. She still hasn't returned. However, I noticed a few people who seem to be related to the police force keeping watch in the area. I don't know if they got eyes on her apartment, but they do appear to be watching the building it's in.
Interesting. You've got a sharp eye to have noticed them, despite being so covert.
What can I say? It's part of the job. However, it meant I had to refrain from knocking on her door or looking through her windows. Wasn't able to check her electric meter or mailbox either, unfortunately.
You were planning to go that far?
We won't make much progress sticking around here. Connected with the Taiko Suguru. Guy's home was also in this area.
Okay. What a waste of time.
Okay. There haven't been any developments. I might as well click on some shit, see if progresses something. I can imagine the students are uneasy after learning of the murder. It may do them well to stay home for some time, if not for fear of their safety. Police are probably too wrapped up in solving the case to be concerned about the students' mental health.
I can see that.
Important that society provides a safe environment for the benefit of our youth. Some school policies could use some rewriting, especially those handling the students' personal information.
That's right. I don't want a student being kidnapped on their way back home ever again.
I expect criminals to grow more cunning as time passes. There may be times where the authorities can't keep up. That's where outlaws such as myself come in.
What's this about?
Actually, just forget I said anything.
You're all dressed up for school. In the world, I might have had the chance to see my son in uniform, too.
Used to be wary of those police officers.
Maybe the police really do have something against private investigators, just like in those detective novels.
Beep, beep, beep. We've already investigated everything to investigate here, but oh, music cut. Hold on. Doubt anyone's still living here. Hmm? Oh, so you came here too.
What is it? Ah.
Could you repeat what you know one more time for me, Richter? Ah, so it lines up here, okay. Sick! Okay, let's get in there. Woo! Oh, that's real. That is just that's incredible. That's very cool. I do like how like they have like events line up on a timeline. You can have them like interact in certain points. That's really neat. All right, I'll go check the house. Sure is off checking the Sureshi household. I'll just wait till he gets back. Might be her best if we didn't find her parents. It's quiet. Seems like everyone decided to stay inside because of the recent incidents. Oh, you're back. No luck, boss. No one home? Doesn't look like it. I knocked for a while, but nobody came to the door. I glanced in the windows, but there was no sign of activity inside either. I saw about 3 newspapers stuffed into their mailbox. Area looks kind of disappointed. Look, no one's home right now. Let's try again later. Alright, well. Nothing doing. I guess I'll go in and out, back and forth. Maybe that'll shake it. Maybe that'll shake it into place. Here we are, Komagata High. That's suspended for a day, so students are just kind of wandering around aimlessly. This place isn't only connected to the case because the students want to go shoot. Yeah, I've already read all this. I don't need to read again. Oh, right. Speaking of schools, did I get this one? You said paranormal affairs can't help us right now. So I don't get that psychic. Oh, yeah, we did. Okay. They're giving me the suspension button now, which is interesting. They didn't do that before. Where's anyone who could help us scout out the air? Okay. Okay, so I guess I'll just move back and then suspend, or maybe. Hold on. Yep. Alright, well, I guess I'll go over here then. Ooh boy. Hey, Echo, long time no see.
Oh, good morning, Echo. Huh? Echo? Rise and shine. Huh? You're up. It's morning? Are you okay? Can you remember your name? Duh, I'm...
Oh, there were some funny options there. I should have clicked one of the funny ones. Damn, whatever.
Yes, I'm Yako Sakazaki. Good. Seems like you're fully awake. Oh, Mio. Thanks for last night. Was everything okay? Yep, still alive. I couldn't dispel the curse echo or learn the identity of who used it, but I managed to at least get away. But in that situation, it's the best you can hope for. I'm sorry I got you involved in something so dangerous. I meant to look for you as soon as the sun rose, but I was just so sleepy. I can't even remember when I fell asleep. It's okay. It's only natural to be exhausted after what you went through. Besides, I also feel bad that you've been wrapped up in all this. It's supposed to be my job to prevent that from happening. Oh yeah, you said something about that last night. Just who are you exactly, Mio? Oh, well, truth is I've been trained in things having to do with the supernatural. Huh? You mean you can learn that kind of stuff like you would with flower arranging? I had quite the eventful childhood. Huh. That sounds like it must have been tough. Yes, it would take a long time to explain, so let's leave it at that for now. As fate would have it, I've ended up as the apprentice, or maybe more like assistant, to a notable paranormal expert. Schools have always had more paranormal disturbances because young people tend to be more susceptible to these things. I've sent to schools that may experience something paranormal and put a stop to it before it happens. That's amazing. So it's like a part-time job you do while also being a student? Well, I do help maintain public order, It's all part of my training, so I don't get any money.
Damn. I was about to ask, what's it pay, but I guess it don't.
Oh, you got it rough then. But still, that really is amazing. You're so cool when you face off against the evil spirit. I never know if I should be happy when you compliment me like that. But anyways, that's why it's up to me to resolve any paranormal issues at the school. And why I'm going to look into the cause of all this. But for now, let's head to school. Yeah! Oh, do you have your curse stone? Now that it's daytime and its power's diminished, I should be able to hold on to it. Want to give it a try? Alright, I do have it, but... Yakko. Is it really so wrong? Trying to bring Michio back, I mean. I can't approve of it. The rite may seem like a dream come true, but if it involves taking the lives of other people, then... Yeah, it's true. I want to make sure his whole ritual ends without anyone getting hurt. That's what I believe, and what I'll put before anything else. I'm sorry, but is it okay if I hold on to it? Yakko. I promise I won't use the curse, no matter what. But maybe there's some other way. I got this feeling I shouldn't give up on the possibility just yet. That said, I'll help you. Even if it's to stop the curses. For the Michio that still exists within me, I'll settle things so that we can move forward. Okay, but if you ever feel in danger, you can give me the curse stone at any point. Right. Thank you, Mio. Okay then, let's go.
Yippee!
Huh? I thought it was unusually noisy. There's a big group of people and police in front of the school. Did something happen? If the police are here, then something must have. I'll go ask. Thanks. Whoop. This isn't good. What happened? Don't panic, okay? The first teacher who came to work this morning found something. Okay? Mr. Jonouchi was found dead in the middle of the school grounds. What? They're closing the school for today. But that's not all. Didn't notice either since I didn't watch the news, but rumors are spreading that a number of bodies were found nearby. There's no way! Why? Could it be because of the curse? We don't know enough to say. From what I heard, Mr. Jonouchi's body was in the middle of the grounds. But his body was covered in bruises, like he'd fallen from somewhere high. Weird. Taking into account his unnatural death and the timing, it's very likely it has something to do with the curse. You're saying someone used their curse on him last night? Seems like it, doesn't it? But that's so scary! Ugh. Yeesh, so the curses really do kill people. And someone used it. Keep your voice down, okay? What would happen if another curse bearer heard you? Sorry! I wish we had a little more information, but they've locked up the front gate. Maybe we could sneak in through the back entrance. That person over there. Isn't that Hitomi Okuda? Right. That's unusual. Oh, but she was at the school last night too. She must know something about Mr. Jonouchi. Let's see what she has to say. Oh, Mio, wait for me! Huh. So you're telling me the two of you were the ones at the school last night? No sense hiding it then. Plus, I owe you one, Mio. I'll tell you everything I know. Thank you. She owes you? Oh, yeah. Right after I transferred here, there was a bit of trouble. She gave me one of those, what was it? Oh, exorcisms. Huh. So that's what it was. Did you hear about Mr. Jonouchi? Heard about it. I've known about it since last night. I saw that asshole bite it on the school grounds myself. You saw it happen? Tell us about it. What happened exactly? Don't really know myself. It was pitch black. What can I tell you? It was almost dawn, probably around 3. Started freaking out all of a sudden. Ran out on the ground like something was chasing him. They screamed.
Someone help me! Forgive me, Michio!
Or something like that while he was running around. Michio? He mentioned Michio? Was there anyone else out on the ground? It was too dark to see from where I was. For just a second, I saw a girl in a school uniform with her hair in her braids. Oh?
Mio Psycho 100, true. She even has the bob cut.
I didn't go out to make sure, so it could have been for nothing for all I know. I could have heard him begging for his life, like, I was wrong, and I'll do anything. Now all of a sudden his arms and legs snapped, even though he was just standing there. His arms and legs broke without anything being done to him? He fell over and quit moving, so I thought I'd better get out of there.
Well, bob cut up front, not so much in the back, but you know, like the bangs. The bangs are there, I guess. That's what I was getting at.
Then he croaked. That's all I saw. I see. But from what you've told us, it almost sounds like Michio's ghost chased down Mr. Jonouchi and killed him. Hell if I know anything about that. I'm just telling you what I heard him say. Did you tell that story to the police? Nope, and I ain't gonna. Can't count on them for shit.
True.
Not that like they believe such an insane story anyways. Right. But there must be at least one person in the police worth trusting, right? Yeah, I guess. There was one cop who was always getting on my case about stuff. But he died just the other day. Oh, he did? I'm sorry to hear that. Everyone who gets involved with me ends up dead. Maybe I really am cursed. Pisses me off. You've got it all wrong. The spirit that possessed you wasn't that kind of spirit. Huh? It wasn't? Yeah, this is just an unfortunate coincidence. Though I'm sure that was hard enough for you. That's all I know about that asshole's death. Hey, Mio, I've been thinking something. The way she described it reminded me of something. The way Mr. Jonouchi died, it sounds like how Michio died. Of course, I didn't see it myself, but the state Michio's body was in, it was like she had fallen from high up. Could they have been killed by the same curse? I don't think so. The curses of the 7 mysteries hadn't manifested when she died. And if we could trust what the spirit board said, then Michio died in an accident. Oh, right. Hey, tell me, were you possessed by some kind of evil spirit? I don't understand it all too well myself, but what I can say for sure is, thanks to Mio, the weird symptoms that were happening to me all went away. Yep, some people are born with a natural sensitivity to the paranormal. They tend to end up isolated, as they struggle to relate to the people around them. They also tend to draw spirits of them naturally. This can cause strange symptoms they don't understand, like headaches, muscle stiffness, and hallucinations. Even memory problems. I'm sure it must have been very hard. So that's how it works, huh? Do people also have their personality taken over when possessed too? It is possible with spirits who have a very close relationship to their target, like siblings or a parent and child. But you also almost never hear other people being taken over completely. So when the two parties aren't in sync, that those negative effects can start to appear. So seances or whatever you see on TV are all bogus? Not quite. They are mediums and diviners. I think that's it. I think it's diviners. Who can align their minds with the spirits they call.
I love this expression the most, like the narrowing of the eyebrows with the little smirk. It's very cute.
Though there are people on TV who are just putting on a performance. Huh. There are people who in life had extremely powerful spirit sense, or a deep connection with the person. But even they shouldn't be able to completely take over the person they possess. And even if they could, it'd only be enough to pressure them to choose certain behaviors that wouldn't be unusual for them to do on their own to begin with. But if that's the case, wouldn't you not know if you were choosing that behavior of your own will or not? Hence why there are lots of cases where people don't even realize they're possessed. Though the spirit may influence the behavior and memories of the host, the deeper their connection in life, the easier it is for that to occur. I see. Being possessed by a spirit is pretty complicated, huh? Must have been tough for you, being possessed for so long, Hitomi. Whatever might happen to me doesn't make any difference. Me being able to see spirits and stuff has nothing to do with how things ended up like this. Yeah, it's not like being able to see them is your fault either. Same goes for me. Maybe it's just something we have to live with. I think you have a knack for it yourself, Yakko. I bet you could see them too with a little training. I think I may pass. So that's why you do the job you do, huh, Mio? I thought she was a weirdo when she showed up all of a sudden saying she was gonna exorcise me. If you hadn't said anything, I probably would have knocked your lights out. Did you perform an exorcism on her without telling her anything? You see, in my experience, most people don't understand, no matter how much I explain. They only accept my explanation after they see the results. Guess that makes sense. Hitomi, last night before you witnessed that Mr. Jonouchi collapse, can I ask what he and you were doing in the classroom? You gonna tell the cops? Oh, right, with everything that happened with Mr. Jonouchi. I'll suspect you if we told them we saw you with him that night. Anytime something happens with someone like me, all those shitty adults start jumping to conclusions. I understand. I won't tell them. Wouldn't have been able to kill him anyway. If you say so, then I don't mind telling you about it. So last night, that piece of shit Jonouchi called me over here acting like he was gonna attack me or something. What? How terrible! Whatever, I'm glad he's dead. He had it coming. Calling people worthless and a cancer on society when he doesn't know shit about them. Asshole was always acting like scum if you ask me. Is that so? Can you tell us more in detail about why he called you out in the middle of the night? It's hard to explain. Where to start?
Oh, okay. Blip.
What do you mean by Mr. Jonouchi acting like scum? Was he doing something bad? You know Michio Shirashi, right? The girl who killed herself? Huh? Michio? I don't know everything about it, but that creep of a teacher had some dirt on her. He was using it to blackmail her, call her up after school and make her do whatever he wanted. What? When you say that, what do you mean when you say whatever he wanted? I'll leave it to your imagination. None that couple model students like you would ever get involved in. No way, how? What do you mean by dirt? I don't know anything about this. How could I not have known about this? Yakko, I know how you feel, but try to calm down. You got guts acting like you were her friend. Jonouchi really did a number on both Michio's body and soul. She probably felt she couldn't tell anyone, like she had to suffer alone. No, how terrible. You tell me, how do you know about this? I just happened to walk in on it. I know the spots around school people go to when they want to stay out of sight. He ran off in a panic when I yelled at him asking what he was doing. Walked in on it? Couldn't just leave her alone looking like she was about to cry, so I stuck around for a bit. She told me everything that happened in whispers. She probably figured I wasn't the type to spread that stuff around. But she never asked for my help. She told me that she was fine and to keep it a secret. Michio, why? She probably thought that she just had to grit her teeth till it was through. She was naive. I tried to tell her that if you give guys like that an inch, they'll take a mile. She kept saying about how it was her punishment. She was soft. Oh. Of course, Jonouchi didn't change. He kept on doing what he was doing. I don't understand either of them. That's as much as I was involved. And she killed herself. Nothing I can do about it now. You told me if you knew about it, then why didn't you... Trying to say it's my fault? She told me not to say anything. She told me she was fine. So what the hell more responsibility do I have other than what I already did? Yakko, there's no point blaming Hitomi. Michio, why? Did you hear what this dirt was? Nope, never heard what it was. From the sound of it, he'd been blackmailing her since about a year ago. For that long? The dick probably caught her doing something she shouldn't have been. She looked well behaved, but there's more to a person than meets the eye, you know. There must be some reason. Dunno, got nothing to do with me. So last night, how did it start? Oh right, remember that nosy cop I mentioned who was always on my case? He died at the former Yasuda Gardens a couple days ago. Yoshimi was his name, part of the juvenile division. Didn't look like a cop at all, real rough guy, but good looking out for folks. He was the only one I could talk to. Huh, is there someone like that with the police? Too bad he ended up dying. Oh, another thing, One time he suddenly introduced his fiancée to me. It was hilarious seeing a big guy like that act a little shy all of a sudden. She told me that she was like me when she was my age and that she was on my side. Must have been a terrible loss for her too. Yeah, I do feel a little bad for her when I think about how sad she must be. And I saw him at the gardens the night he died. No. Whenever I would get worked up over something, Yoshimi always took me straight to the park. And he listened to whatever it was I was pissed off about. That day, he called me over there like usual. But something seemed off about him. He was worried about something. Worried about something? He asked me for a favor, too. That was pretty unusual. But what kind of favor? He handed me a weird talisman and asked me to hold on to it. Yeah, it's a normal good luck charm. I figured if that's it, then sure, I'll take it. I have it with me right now. That wasn't all. Then he told me that he wanted me to look for a talisman Michio Shirashi had that looked like this one.
What does she have to do with this?
Yoshimi had been meeting up and talking with her. While they were together, he noticed that she had a special talisman or something. But apparently Michio always avoided the subject. The talisman that Michio had. He knew that I knew her, so that's why he asked me, he said. Had there been something that Michio couldn't tell even the police about? I know things at home were a little, complicated. When I heard, Michio was keeping her mouth shut about what Jonouchi was doing to her. Hard to talk with the cops when someone's got dirt on you. I didn't squeal on anything about Michio either. Michio, what is it that has such a strong grip on you? So basically, Shimi didn't just have his eye on Michio, but her talisman too. And after she died, he didn't know where it ended up. Since I knew her from school, he wanted me to look into it for him. Is there something special about the two talismans? I wonder why he gave it to you. Hell if I know. When I looked inside it, there's just a weird kind of grimy piece of scrap wood. So you've seen inside it. And the way he was acting, it seemed important somehow. To be honest, what he was asking is such a pain in the ass, I figured he had to be serious about it. Oh, and since he died right after that. Yeah, he even said to me, if anything happens to me, take those two talismans. Give them to a guy named Nakagoshi at the police department. Knowing what I know now, he probably felt that something was gonna happen to him. Nakagoshi? Do you know him, Mio? No, I've just heard the name, I think. So there really is a Nakagoshi. That's a relief, at least. Anyway, it didn't feel right just ignoring a dead guy's last request. You tell me? Yeah. A talisman. Would you mind if I had a look at it? Sorry, but I don't trust you all that much yet. It's important to me. Okay. So last night you were looking for a talisman Michio had? Yeah. Figure that piece of garbage teacher would know the most about Michio. I asked him yesterday if he knew anything about her talisman. He gave me some cryptic reason like, I can't talk about it now. Come to the school tonight. He even gave me the code to the lock on the back entrance. He seemed pretty willing to give it out, so I wouldn't be surprised if he's used it for secret meetings before. Yuck, I can only imagine. We climbed over the front gate to get in. So yeah, we met up in the classroom in the middle of the night. But nothing he said made any sense. Like that it was really Michio and stuff like that. He went on about how it was my fault and that if only I hadn't been around or something. He grabbed a hold of me, breathing heavily. Were you okay? Yeah, that's right when you two showed up. Able to get away while Jonouchi was freaking out. Oh my gosh, I think you got away. So it's really all thanks to you two that I got away. I didn't really get any info about the talisman, so the whole thing was sort of a bust. Afterwards, I was wondering what you two were up to, so I hid nearby. That's why I saw you and old man Ashimiya talking, and Mio showed up. Oh, you did? That's why I saw Jonouchi come back outside and bite it. I see. So you were only here to look for Michio's talisman. I was dumb to fall for that creep Jonouchi's trap so easily. Could have gone a lot worse, but I lucked out. What you described does sound like Michio killed Mr. Jonouchi. She did have a reason after all. No way, you mean that really was her ghost? Like, for real? Those who die bearing strong resentment or regret can occasionally become spirits. either bound to a place or roaming freely. Normally, it'd be impossible for them to kill the living. Most of them don't have that kind of power. But it's possible they could possess someone close to them to act on those lingering regrets. Huh. Wonder if that's what happened. Alright, and supposing what the spirit board said is true, and Michio's death was an accident. And she must have had some regrets. If she really hadn't given up on living, that is. I don't think she was just the kind of girl who would just give up no matter what the situation. I don't really know, but she didn't really seem like she had something tormenting her so much that she'd kill herself. And that's all I know. Happy? Still gotta look for a talisman. Sure. Thank you, Hitomi. Oh, if you find anything out about Michio's talisman, we'll be sure to let you know. Thanks. Oh, can we get your contact info? Where we can normally find you? Right, I'm not home most of the time. Usually I'm at a friend's place. Here's the phone number. Thanks, we'll call her if we need to talk with you. And, what is it? You're easier to talk to than I imagined. I was kind of scared at first, but I'm not anymore. Just shut up. You were the one avoiding me. Anyway, catch you later. You don't die out there, okay? Thanks, we'll be careful. Alright then. We got a lot of new information. I think Mr. Jonouchi was killed by a curse, just as we thought. Which means there was a curse bearer at the school. Multiple, in fact. Multiple? You think so? Yeah. The curse echo we experienced in the school and the one that killed Mr. Jonouchi seemed to be different. People in the school at the time other than us were Jonouchi, Hitomi, and Old Man Ashimiya. I was thinking it would be among them, but there was one more person. Hitomi saw a girl in a school uniform with braids. What Hitomi was saying, it doesn't seem like she's one. Mr. Jonouchi's pretty suspicious, though. If he were a curse bearer, it would certainly explain why he was killed. Right, that's why I say there are multiple. Oh right, the person who killed Mr. Jonouchi would have to be one too. These must be either the mysterious girl or Old Man Ashimiya. Yeah, we should certainly be careful of them. That said, the mysterious girl and the fact that Mr. Jonouchi thought it was Michio that was attacking him has me wondering. Of course, I doubt Michio herself was actually there, but... Oh, I just remembered. I also saw Mr. Araishi outside the main gate last night. You did? It's likely he's involved with the curses, given that he's the one doing the research on the Rite of Resurrection. So we'll have to be careful of Old Man Ashimiya and Mr. Araishi. I don't believe that not all curse bearers will be hostile, but... As for what to do now, I'd like to find who's responsible for the Feast of Shadows that set this off and how they did it. I don't think we'll be able to end this without stopping it at its source. Huh. Makes sense. In which case, next we should do... what exactly? We need to talk with Mr. Araishi. He'll definitely know something. Should be safer during the day, so I think we should try to look for him. Got it. I'll help in any way I can. School's closed. I don't know where he could be. Let's try heading someplace someone may know where he is. Where to go then?
Oh, good. Oh, great heavens. I was looking for a stopping point, and it just keeps going.
And so, Mio Kurosuzu and Yako Sakazaki decide on their next location to investigate.
Oh, no, wait, there we go. Okay. Nice, nice, nice. We can just pick that up next time. Though there's a lot of open spaces, so I might end up being like, I don't know, intimidated next time we come back. But that's for next week's Perry to figure out, you know? Alright. Well, I'm gonna have to make a couple adjustments to the schedule because it is proving to be a bit longer than I thought it would be. But I am enjoying it very much still, even more so. So I'm, you know, looking forward to continuing regardless. But yeah, we should we should be stopping for now. I'll be back on Monday, last day of September, to finish up Ape Escape 2. So, you know, that'll be fun. That game's been delightful, and I'm hoping it keeps up the delightfulness. This game's also been delightful, but like in a different way. I've been enjoying it in a different way. Ape Escape's whimsical, delightful. This is just like, damn, this is a good story, delightful. But yeah, I'll get going. Thank you all for thank you all for stopping by. I'm gonna get going. See you around.